Hello and welcome to another Ocarina of Time Randomizer race. We are today going to be watching WoodenBarrel versus MikeKatz45. Waiting for my computer, which is a slow potato, to switch over to the race. And yep, I was trying to mute those ads for you so that you don't have to listen to them, but they're playing in my ear. Okay, just 1 second. Okay, and now we are going to see our lovely racers. Lovely restream here, Mike Katz with the black and white rockin' still, and we have 10th Doctor and Grim Fairy here with me today. How you guys doing? Pardon me there, I had you guys muted for just a sec. How about you say hello to the audience again?
Hello to the audience again. Yeah.
Hopefully this time we are being heard as Mike Katz and WoodenBarrel get ready for round 2 of the losers bracket. So loser will unfortunately be out after this one.
Yeah, losers bracket's been nuts so far. I posted it on Discord, but for anyone who hasn't seen it, which I assume most people in the audience haven't, the last 2 matches these guys both had were absolutely insane. And there's a bunch of weird coincidences between the two. Both of the seeds had a really early Stone of Agony. The first person to get that stone won, even though they were Stone of Agony has been a curses tournament, right?
Oh, yeah.
Not only was it the first person to get the stone who won, Barrel's skipping all the forest checks. They're both skipping all the forest checks. What is this?
What? All right, so I think I know what
new meta happened overnight that I missed.
No, so Barrel has always made as a joke sometimes to skip Mido's house. In fact, I know that he's done at least one race, if not more, with like Raikari/Sonic, where they skipped Mido's house until it was like the last possible check they could do. I also do know that WoodenBarrel tried to get Bloody to do this in their match. So I wonder if he convinced Mike Katz.
It looks like Mido. It. This is a really unconventional start. Both going for the open grotto and potentially Gerudo Valley. We'll see where that goes. But yeah, 5 free Sphere Zero checks. Both will miss them, and who knows what's in there.
Yep. I mean,
you say it's until the last possible check. You mean like all of Sphere Zero gone, they'll finally get that, or until they just get stuck?
Basically until they get stuck. So when they did it as like the meme race, when it wasn't a tournament race, it was as a, very last possible check. I can't do anything else. I've done everything. Check. I highly doubt that that's the agreement here. If it is an agreement, I'm assuming it's an agreement because this is crazy. I've never seen this before.
Neither have I. Both getting a Zora tunic.
Oh wow! I'm assuming that they will both check it up on one of their, returns to Kokiri Forest after going to Hyrule Castle. I'm assuming. I'm not sure.
I mean, money's on the line here, so at least one of these guys wants to actually win at the end of the day.
Right, and there's a lot of pride too.
Speaking of which, I don't know the chat command, but you can donate to that prize pool if you want, anyone watching. We got Barrel here going for like Hylia, just skipping the Gerudo Valley, opting to go directly to the market, but Mike Katz going for the Gerudo Valley checks for free. Possibly looping around.
Barrel went to Lake Hylia. I thought maybe he was going to get Scarecrow's song. He's just trying to make... So most players will go directly from that open grotto to Hyrule Castletown, and it is a super, super tight window to hit. Barrel actually went to the Owl to take the ride to in front of Hyrule Castletown. I've never actually seen this. I don't know how close of a window it is.
Well, yeah, okay. If you've ever tried this to go from the open grotto to the market, getting the Owl is actually the safer play. You get a load zone, or actually it's 2 load zones. You get the Owl cutscene and loading from the field to. Oh wow, we got a Kokiri sword. But yeah, you have both those load zones. It adds to the time of day, but it is much safer to actually get to the market in time. It's not by much, but it is enough.
I see. I used to, whenever I tried it and practiced it and couldn't get it, so I just took to save quitting after that open grotto if it was anything, and then just back walking from Kokiri Forest to Hyrule Castle Town because but I also tended to do the Gerudo Valley checks, which is the route that MikeKatz does. So
yeah, and because he got the Kokiri sword, I guess he's definitely not going to save warp here. He's going to drop down, go to Lake Hylia, probably set up Scarecrow, and then take the owl to the market.
Yep. And just a bloopy, but yeah, he is not going to save warp with that Kokiri sword. Barrel, meanwhile, interesting decision. He did run into Castle Town during the day. Oh, well, he didn't have time to farm any rupees. I guess that would be the problem for why he didn't do slingshot minigame.
Yes, that red rupee he just got. The red rupee he just got out of that box only spawns at night. If you break the box during the day, it's completely empty. So he'll probably come back with that red rupee, maybe get some more off the bridge, and then do slingshot later. We'll see what he chooses to route that in.
Yeah, he could just do it. Yeah, he could just do it on the way back in after he gets Zelda's Lullaby.
Yep.
So yeah, so nothing huge of note, just the Kokiri sword that MikeKatz has picked up, and WoodenBarrel's found himself a blue rupee and a heart piece so far.
Oh, Mike going up the right side, taking a little bit of a longer way over to the Scarecrow and farming rupees. Okay.
Yeah, I think this has to do with the time.
Oh, fishing. He's going for fishing right now.
Oh yeah, no, that's an excellent point.
So yeah, all I got was that bloopy from the upper Gerudo Valley check, and he's just going to cut grass until he gets enough. Interesting play, though.
I think it's actually really smart. He might be able to get it. I think there's at least a rupee usually in one of these grasses over here.
Yeah, there's also a rock right outside the fishing hole itself that tends to drop at least one.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
So this is actually pretty solid routing, efficient-wise. You get the Scarecrow song set up for later, and you just get rid of this check because it's it can lay on you so much if you get the Kokiri sword in the back of your head. You're always going, is it really gonna be something? Is it an item I need? Should I check it? Because it's such an out-of-the-way check for Child Link.
Yeah, and it was the best time probably to get Kokiri sword if you want to go for this check. It's a large gamble off the start. WoodenBarrel over here is doing the safe play, going for the ZL check. But the child fishing could easily have nothing, and this entire play could just backfire on him.
Yep. I don't think that I'm not sure it'll backfire. It depends on if Barrel ever actually goes to Gerudo Valley and checks those heart pieces. I know Barrel, on top of just how crazy it is that they both skipped Mido's house to start and the Kokiri sword chest, Barrel is a very aggressive runner. He will skip checks and not go back to them with the idea of, well, there's a good chance nothing's on it.
Yeah. MikeKatz going for potentially the less optimal fish over here. A lot of runners have figured out recently the fish on the very first fish to your left as you enter the hole is actually big enough to trigger the prize, but we still see some people going for this because you're just right next to the fish. If it bites, you have almost an instant catch. Some people prefer it still.
Right. Never got used to fishing.
It does take some practice. Thankfully, the randomizer is a lot nicer with it. Mm-hmm. Maybe not the fish AI, but almost every fish in the hole can actually trigger the prize.
Yeah. So not a game changer there for MikeKatz. But it is again. Guard. Yeah, the guard. Yep. And it's gone.
No. Yeah, that guard started moving really quickly. Barrel bonked on the wall there. It was not the best for him.
Yeah, the guards. I believe the guards' starting positions are somewhat randomized, although they normally seem to be similar where they start. So sometimes you'll get that where that guard moves pretty early, even without a bonk, and other times he'll just stand there. Right there, he also messed up there.
Getting just caught again. That is buying a lot of time for MikeKatz there, who I believe got nothing off the fishing.
Yep. I have not. I of course have not, because I'm not that good at the game. But I haven't done enough, time to practice it to see if it's faster to try and just speed through it. Charge through without really hesitating, even if you get caught one or two times, or if it makes sense to in this situation circling around instead of waiting and just keep moving. Essentially, I assume it's faster to just side hop, but.
It is certainly faster to side hop. If you watch where the guards are actually facing their heads, that's more where the field of vision is, which is why this trick actually works more often than not. You can just watch it and easily time the side hops.
Oh, I did not realize that.
there is still a lot of RNG involved, and you can easily get caught no matter what. Like the guard can turn their head away from you, but they can instantly turn it back.
Right. I always thought that that was just an animation and it didn't affect their field of vision at all.
Yeah, so did I until I watched a little more closely as some of these runners do that trick.
Interesting. Well,
Also,
Barrel does get through that.
Ooh, Song of Time on ZL. Not the best one to pick up early.
Nope.
Barrel messing up the inputs on it. We got MikeKatz doing the shooting gallery that Barrel had to skip because of time of day.
Yeah.
See if there's anything here.
And if anyone was wondering, MikeKatz is both apparently streaming and playing in black and white because of a capture card. Some sort of issue with that. So this is not like a technical, a mirror shield.
Mirror shield start. Nice.
Don't know if that is required. However, Barrel, if he does it, will not have to buy a shield, which is something he hates to do.
Yep. Hashtag never buy a shield.
Yep. So, Barrel is going to go in. Go ahead.
Yeah, Song of Time start. We got Mike already rushing Adult, which is something you see when people have to go the full loop around Gerudo Valley, set up Scarecrow, whatever. We got Jabu, Forest, and Fire as our stone dungeons. That does make Spirit a required dungeon, so the Mirror Shield pickup early is nice.
Yep. And Barrel is in the shooting gallery, so he'll pick that up now too.
Yeah,
I am interested. MikeKatz is going to go Adult here. He did spend a lot of extra time farming for rupees and then doing child fishing. So it's not as though usually what winds up happening is it's the like early daytime when you get back to Castletown after Gerudo Valley. But with the extra time he spent, it's not nearly as much. So I'd expect he probably has enough time to get to Kakariko Village and then
Dodongo's Cavern having the Forest Medallion and MikeKatz just skips through the rest of the text. The Forest Medallion is, of course, the one that matters the most.
Yes, that's the most important, pretty much.
Yeah. So any early explosives will mean a very easy Forest Medal and a new song check on Prelude. Mm-hmm. Can't really see the Zora tunic, even if he bothered to equip it, because he is in black and white, regrettably.
Yeah. I know a lot of runners don't equip their tunics much, at least not in competitive.
I mean, you're going to equip the Mirror Shield anyway. You might as well, right?
Yeah, you may as well see what color it is. Although, again, MikeKatz can't see it, so...
Yeah.
Barrel also going Adult early. I thought with how quickly he went to Hyrule Castletown and everything, he'd make a move to get that 3 child songs really quickly, and instead is going straight to an Adult, and he will give us the Zora tunic color. It is a banana yellow, or I guess a yellowish color, but he's going to stick with
the hot pink better there.
So a little bit better of a look. We've got Dodongo's Cavern, Spirit Temple, Water Temple, Shadow Temple in the pocket of our heroes, and then Deku Tree.
Yeah, the Deku Tree and the Dodongo's Cavern and the free metal combination paint looks like it's going to show up here again in this seed. No early stones by the looks of it either.
Yeah, it's actually a really nice medallion setup, of course.
However, if it turns into an all dungeon seed, that's not the best setup we're looking at right there.
MikeKatz picking up a full heart container from the man on the roof and just a couple of extra Deku nuts in the open grotto here in Kakariko as he goes around. He'll probably get Windmill Song coming up soon.
Yeah, so far our only item pickups are equipment. A sword, a shield, and a tunic.
Yep.
Nothing else as far as equipable stuff is concerned.
You know, it's hard to always say, but it does kind of feel like maybe there was something in Mido's house.
Yeah. Both these runners are probably thinking about that. At least it's in the back of their minds. They're probably still going to go for it before Deku Tree or maybe right after.
I would assume that it was some sort of agreement where it was like, hey, when we beat the Deku Tree, then we can get Mido's house.
Well, you think they might want to rush the Deku Tree then. Ooh, we got a vanilla Song of Storms here.
Oh, interesting. That opens up Breath of the Wild.
Breath of the Wild. Bomb of the Well.
Yes. BOTW. It also opens up 2 grotto checks. One in Kokiri Forest and one in near the Goron City entrance for the Kokiri, for the Death Mountain Crater.
As well as Frogs in the Rain.
Oh, right.
But neither of them can really access that now because the child does not have access to the river without explosives or a scale. And speaking of the river, we have a letter from Andrew.
Oh, here we go. Jabu is not a required dungeon, though.
Yeah, seeing that early isn't the best, but it does potentially open up the Serenade song check, which can be helpful.
Yep. We have not seen a lot of song checks here, especially since, like I said, neither runner going for that early quick 3 child and then trying to chain any warp songs as Adult Link together to gain more songs.
Yeah,
and,
no warp
Barrel's...
songs yet either. On top of that, we have Song of Time and Song of Storms.
Oh yeah, they were.
And if either of them picks up explosives, we might see the Prelude check in the near future. But until then, I really expect... Oh, hey, there's explosives. How many bomb chews is that?
That is an Out of Logic. Consider bomb chews as really an explosive. They consider everything locked by explosives for a bomb bag, or conceivably a hammer for the explosive checks that you can get to with a hammer. So that will be... If we ever mention Out of Logic, that's because logically the game is built in a way that, or not built, but the seed's created in a way that you will always be able to beat it. And so...
But logic doesn't always really matter to these runners now, does it?
Oh, no. Nope. Don't listen to logic. Don't try and follow the logic. You'll just get mind warped trying to figure it out.
Yeah, the top runners usually ignore the logic for the most part. Maybe until like they're on some low, like very few items until go mode. They'll start thinking about where they can actually go in logic, and maybe that's where the item they need is. But we'll see what happens. We still don't know how many bomb chews that is, I believe. Neither runner has bothered to pause and equip them yet, but it does open up Dodongo's Cavern at least. And we'll see if they actually get a bomb bag or strengthen their defense.
Yeah, as they are right now, it actually opens up every single check in Dodongo's, except for King Dodongo himself.
Yes.
I do know that there have been runners who
have
gone...
Oh, I'm sorry. That's the same bomb shoes.
Oh, yeah, it's the bomb shoes, yeah. It's a 10 stack.
Nice. Very nice.
It
is more than enough to work with.
First Dompe race is just a recovery heart. So it'll be interesting to see how the runners use their bomb chews here early on, because one of the things about Out of Logic explosives that I've noticed is it's the idea of efficiently being able to do your checks with explosives if you don't have a bomb bag or hammer yet. So like the Lost Woods Grottos, when you go in there, if you somehow still don't have bombs, having bomb chews and just being able to clear it all out so you don't have to worry about coming back can be a big time bonus for you.
Also, when I heard Spike Vegeta casting recently, he mentioned saves coming to bomb chews. You go get the Sarius song check first,
yes.
Then you save, then you check the 3 grottos so you can save those if you still don't have a bomb bag.
Yep. And if you find something early, like, whatever, find, I don't know, light arrows in one of those grottos, you save again, and then you check the next 2, and if you don't get anything, you save scum. That's just to make sure that you get the most out of your bomb chews.
Yeah. And speaking of efficiency, we also had the letter in the mix here, so we could very easily see them using at least 1 on the river. That will open up multiple checks as child and the Ice Cavern as adult, just on that 1 right there.
Yep. And just a piece of heart on the second Dampe race for MikeKatz. And Catz is equipping the bomb chews and Deku Nut, so we'll see. I'd assume he's just going to go straight for Dodongos.
He might opt to grab the Redite Grotto on the way, but if we're talking efficiency, it's a gamble. Again, throw away a bomb chew, maybe get something reward for it. But Dodongo's, he'll go for it right here. But Dodongo's Cavern is the Forest Medallion. You want that as soon as you can get it, so I wouldn't be surprised to see both runners go for that right here and now.
Yep. I'd like to see them go up and get the bombable wall chest and the heart piece on top of Dodongo's Cavern, just in case it's a Goron bracelet or a bomb bag itself.
Oh, absolutely.
By the way, all these blue rupees, I can't wait until Mido's house is like the best Mido's house in a seed we've ever had, and they skipped it.
We're going to have Stone of Agony in Mido's house again. I'm calling it right now.
No way. It's bomb bag, it's hook shot, and it's strength.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm calling.
Oh, no.
So anyone tuning in, they skipped Mido's house. We're not sure why, but
they skipped Mido's house.
Has pushed.
They also skipped the Kokiri Sword chest,
yes.
By the way. They skipped all the early child songs except ZL. Actually, MikeKatz still did skip ZL, and that was only the Song of Time that Barrel got off of that.
MikeKatz has paused. I thought for a second maybe he was contemplating how to use his bomb chews.
Not sure what's going on here.
Yep. Barrel getting through his second Dompe race. We already know that it was I believe, a recovery heart and a piece of heart, so nothing important on Dompe. And other than... Yeah, he's still paused. Other than Bomb Chews, or not Bomb Chews, sorry, Mirror Shield, and I guess Jabu's, or Bruto's letter, because although that is for a stone Jabu, we've only seen the one item here for, like, possible to count towards go mode, which would be when they are ready to... That was interesting, Barrel. When they're ready to go and get to Ganon and defeat Ganon.
Yeah, Barrel, not often you see it. Usually runners will side hop through the door and back to the other side, but he actually got squished by the door that time.
I have messed that up and gotten stuck on the other side of the door and had to hard reset. Or they do have Song of Time, so he wouldn't have been soft blocked. But
well, Barrel has Song of Time, just Barrel. MikeKatz still paused here. I'm starting to wonder if there's something a little more problematic going on his side. Besides the black and white. But...
Yeah, hopefully it is just something minor and inconvenient, like, I don't know, a bathroom break or something, and not anything serious.
Roadrunner bringing up in chat that Barrel probably does not know how to actually use Bomb Chews to kill King Dodongo. For those of you who don't know, you can actually ground jump off of the bomb flowers without strength in King Dodongo's boss room, and then backflip into his mouth with the ground jump and pop a bomb chew in there. So
that sounds complicated. Orion, no, that was
yeah, who was
played
that?
Marco? I casted this game. Who played Marco sometime last?
Brackets. I have them open. Marco last played Max.
Yes, Max's wife was pregnant and was like days from giving birth.
Oh, here we go. He's back. Lost a little bit of time here. Got the Storm Spiral being checked, the Bombable Wall being checked. Nothing so far. Mike going directly into Dodongo's Cavern and getting a little bit of time back ahead of Barrel because of that.
Yep.
But he's still probably going to go up to those higher checks later on anyway.
Yeah. And I like doing these checks because you are still looking for a bomb bag or a strength upgrade to...
Yeah.
Nope, that's just a blue rupee. And also because like you don't have to worry about making that loop when you go try and go up to Goron City, and then you're like, oh, I got to drop down and get this heart.
I mean, either way, you're making the loop. It's just a matter of preference, really, of when you do it.
Yep. And in this case, you go straight into the Dodongos.
Yeah. I mean, the later we go into the sea... he almost wasted that bomb there.
He does only have one Deku nut left. There is a trick to do... to explode basically to shield drop the bomb chews during a backflip, and that instantly explodes.
Also, if they really just want to, they can hold it and wait until it goes off. It's not preferable. Yeah, you see Mike showing off that trick there. Yep. Not even taking damage during the trick by the looks of it. Usually that does happen.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Maybe that's why he was using the Deku Nuts at first, was to try and knowing that he might take damage. Although most runners will roll right into the explosions anyway and take a little bit of damage.
Oh yeah.
So far, nothing into Dongos, but it's only been the one check.
The later you go into Sphere Zero, by the way, the more it kind of nags at you. What is left here that I can actually get? So far, it's some equipment, a letter, and out of logic explosives. The Mido's house has to be stacked by this point, or something dumb like Skull Mask or Memory Game.
Yeah,
there is a bunch of Sphere Zero left.
Oh yeah, that's the funny thing, is that all I can think about is how stacked Mido's house is, but there is a ton of stuff in Sphere Zero still. Like you were saying, that could easily like be what's going on here.
He's gonna try to jump slash this thing. Oh, there you go. I didn't know you could do that. That's a nice trick. Yeah.
You know, we did. I will say that one of the last races that we had 2 nights ago was Raikaru losing to. Oh God, I don't remember who. Juke. Did he lose to Juke?
Raikaru lost to someone. JFM.
JFM. That's right. And it was a 50 skull seed. So that was our first, I think, like 50 skull seed, even like 30 or 40 skull seed, I think.
I believe that was
tournament so far.
I believe that was hover boots on 50 skulls in that seed.
Oh.
And that came right after the seed where ATZ lost, seeing the letter hint on 50 as well.
Yep, and he thought that the House of the Skull Toll Away the hero hint was referring to that when it was actually referring to like a 20 skull iron boots or something, wasn't it? I don't remember now.
Yes, 20 Skulls had iron boots, and the Tektite Crow had magic to follow that up.
So that is the interesting thing to say. In addition, WoodenBarrel is our 4th seed, and all 4 of our top seeds are in the losers bracket right now.
Yeah, it's absolutely loaded. After this round, though, I think we'll be down to only 2 of those remaining.
Oh, right. I even casted that. We did have a 30 seed where the first hook shot was on 30 skulls.
Oh, yeah.
That was Bloody's first round match against Juicy Justice.
Mm-hmm. So while we're kind of in a lull here without any good checks happening, I want to kind of run through a few things I noted about these last 2 runners' matches. Barrel losing his match and MikeKatz winning. A lot of coincidences between these 2. So in both seeds, Stone of Agony was early. The person to get Stone first won. Hylian Shield match that Mirror Shield. Hashtag never buy a shield. Both of those seeds were all dungeons. Both of the runners who got Stone of Agony first found the hint that it was all dungeons with Nocturne on Ocarina. Both of the winners
fell.
Oh, no. Oh wow! Did he hit the switch?
I think he did. I don't remember though. Yeah, he did.
Okay, he hit it. Good.
I think MikeKatz actually missed with one of his bomb chews and is out of bomb chews. Although it won't matter, he can get that last check.
Yes.
He won't be able to kill King Dodongo. Oh, he has one bomb chew left.
Oh, he's just leaving.
Interesting.
He's opting to use that last bomb chew possibly on the wall outside, possibly saving it for the river. We'll see what he does with that.
Barrel also is only on half a heart.
Both these runners really low health right now.
Usually that's not a problem, but he's got to explode the bomb chew in the eye here.
Problematic. Usually there's not an easy way to get that in there. There is a trick if you stand on the lower level and you can kind of aim it up below the eye and have it trigger that way.
Oh, he tried to time it and he missed it.
Yeah. That is really and he's just resetting. Saving bomb chews.
Yeah, that's interesting. The only problem with that is that's a medallion dungeon. So he's going to have to go through there anyway.
Oh, he's resetting to the beginning of the dungeon. Oh, wow. That's a lot of time lost. That's easily going to make up all the time that Mike lost to his pause there.
Yeah, he does know that... Oh, he does. He's got to go back and re-hit that switch, though. Oh, no, he's going to do the bomb chew strats.
Yeah.
That's what he reset for. Okay, so he's going to do bomb chew strats for the eyes.
Yes. And since he knows the rest of the dungeon is dry, it doesn't matter if he goes for any of that or not. The problem is, well, not much of a problem, actually. I was about to say, like, he won't have the switch hit, but there's not much of a reason for it now.
Nope.
There's nothing up there.
Yeah. And MikeKatz went into Goron City and went straight to Lost Woods.
Yep, he's out of explosives now.
Yep, so he did Mido skip.
Yeah.
And is going to get the song.
Yeah, it is a song check, so it is very worth to use a single explosive on killing the moblin here and setting up for that nice little glitchless jump up onto the top level.
Yep, I was going to say, he's got no explosives to ground jump, so he's going to do the nice glitchless jump. And he makes it first try. Nicely done. Barrel did pull off the bomb chews from the ground to open up the King Dodongo's.
He didn't miss either one either. Both went off very nicely.
Yeah, that was pretty good. So we'll at least see the check above King Dodongo.
Sun Song on Minuet here.
Oh, wow. So still no warp songs.
No, but that will help them when they go back child. Sun Song helps get a little bit more efficiency into that child routing. And since we did adult first, it fixes any time of day problems they might have had.
Yep, and it'll make the Dompe Gravedigging Tour a lot easier, too. I know that ATZ in his losers bracket matchup against Dotso was able to hit that, and that was hookshot. And Dotso it never timed out, and they never had Sun Song. And that really, really put him way behind. Meanwhile,
I believe he also I think he also forgot about the check completely. It wasn't just time of day, but that did probably contribute to his little memory lapse there.
it is one of those checks where, like you said, like you can easily forget about it, especially if you're not actively thinking about it. The chances that when you do think of it, he's there and you can get that check are low, because it is such a specific time of night.
Yeah, it's only those, I believe, the first 22 seconds of night, like of real time.
Yeah, I think it's 20 seconds. Yep.
Yeah, Catz going back child here, probably going for the ZL check. Richard, if he hasn't already. I believe he hasn't done Richard yet. Ooh, light arrows and the bombable wall.
Not exactly helpful, but a required item.
Yeah, absolutely required. Nice to just run into. I don't imagine MikeKatz will miss that too much longer.
No.
Next time he's up there with hammer or explosives, he's going to run right into that. Barrel missing the jump here. Opting to just go straight to Link the Goron.
It just set him up for Link the Goron perfectly.
Yeah, you can't actually jump right past that rock. You don't have to use any explosives on it. It's very nice.
Yes.
I mean, you can also walk on the ropes in the middle of the room, but that's slow, and who wants to be slow?
Yep.
Catz?
Also something that's difficult.
Catz is doing lensless chest game, gambling 10 rupees to see if he gets it. He does get a key in the first chest, but it is now a 1 in 16 chance he'll reach the end of this little check here.
Well, he's on team right.
Oh, no.
No.
Killed in the first room.
I wonder what spurred that.
Timing?
I guess. I was curious if maybe there was like a rupee reason for it or something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, he spent 9 rupees altogether, so...
I know, I just was like, I don't understand. Barrel does check the Goron City bombable maze, at least the set or 2 checks that he can get to, and it's another piece of heart and recovery heart combo. I think we've seen that combo a few times.
Yeah, we keep getting a bunch of Sphere 0, Sphere 1 checks, not leading to all that much. Very dry minus the songs so far. We have Sun Song, Song of Storms, and Song of Time.
Yep. Yeah, I gotta say also, both runners, I mean, Mike is out of bomb shoes, and Barrel just has the 1 left.
Yeah, he's not even going to get to use it on the river like we mentioned before. So, some efficiency lacking on the bomb shoe usage for sure, but like he still has a bunch of stuff in front of him he can do. He's not lacking for any checks at all. It's just he'll have to backtrack later once he gets bomb bag or a hammer.
Yes.
Seeing the crater checks.
Yeah, not a bad idea. This is the only bombable crater he can actually do, because the one at the top of the mountain is Zelda's Lullaby locked, of course. That's the fairy, and then the other one's a hammer. Yes. So he'll probably grab the one in the wall and then jump to his doom to reset out to the Goron City entrance.
And since he used 4 on the maze, he is now out of bomb shoes. Oh, there's the bomb bag.
Okay, that's a bomb bag. That is huge.
That's out of logic, by the way. To even get here, you do need some kind of explosive. So he is getting a very out of logic bomb bag for his first.
Do you? I don't think you do.
Well, yeah, you need to break the boulders to get up to the summit on the outside, and you need to.
Oh, that's right. I forget about. Oh wait, no, are those boulders there as an adult?
I believe they're still there as an adult. You don't see people take that route that often, so it's not really obvious, but I believe they are there. Yes.
And you're right, that is still out of logic, because you do need either basically Goron bracelet, bow, or bombs to blow up Link the Rolling Goron, who opens that door. So yeah, that
out
is
of logic. But it is WoodenBarrel being very rewarded for how he used his bomb shoes, and Catz getting caught by the guards. A little impatient there, waiting for the guard to turn his head there.
Yeah, both players getting caught, and Barrel, by proxy of finding the bomb bag where he did and when he did as an adult, still is going to go in. That's pretty big.
Forest Medallion is an immediate song as soon as he returns to Temple of Time. We'll see if he opts to use the bomb bag itself anywhere else, but I imagine they would go back child soon. Just using the letter itself for another song check is worth it. There's still those 2 other songs that neither of them had checked on Saria, on a Malin. A lot of stuff still just left there for them, especially Mido's house.
Yeah, I don't see Barrel doing much more as an adult. You've also got Bombchu Bowling in town. That's 2 checks. You've got, like you were saying, you've got the Malin check, you've got the Talon check, you've got the Malin song, Saria's song, Deku Tree still to go. And Deku is a medallion, so it is something they've got to do.
Yep. The ground jump from that bomb bag will help Barrel out there quite nicely.
Yeah.
Although it's still very possible to get to Goma without that.
Something that just got brought up in chat, two things. One is, yes, the bow is in logic to shoot the bomb flower to hit Link the Goron.
Yes.
If I remember correctly, that is in logic, so that is something the game actually can require you to do. And two is that, where was it? I just saw it.
Bottom of the well.
Yes, bottom of the well. If Zelda's Lullaby is on the Forest Medallion, that becomes probably Barrel's next play.
Oh, absolutely. A reminder that the Lens of Truth logic is mostly taken out for these matches. I believe it's only needed for the chest minigame itself.
That is correct.
That MikeKatz tried to skip.
Barrel actually got that earlier, and it was a frozen trap. And then he saved and reset to save a... I don't think it actually saved him any bomb juice, but he just saved him quit.
Right he still used the two on the eye of the Dodongo itself and left it open because he'd had to blow it open anyway to get to the boss.
Barrel's crazy, but he's not that crazy.
He's crazy enough to skip Mido's house.
Yep. Just blue rupees for collecting the chickens. Or not even collecting, but finding the right chickens. Collecting is Andrew.
So even though it is easy to break logic, you kind of have to wonder where is that item that would otherwise let you get to that bomb bag? If not Mido's house, then where?
I'm not sure. I know that the hammer would allow you to get in.
Yes.
And again, as we were talking about, you could get there.
Ooh, we got Zio.
Oh wow, okay, so it's on Malin.
That is the bottom of the well right there. We know where everything is for that. MikeKatz obviously still out of explosives, so he'll miss a couple checks there, but
he can come across the in logic bomb bag on his own here coming up.
Oh, easily. Or we can find more bomb chews or anything else that'll let him get those.
Yep. Bomb bag was in the heart piece of Death Mountain Crater wall. And yeah, we are on fewer tunic requirements, so I think Goron tunic's only required in logic for Volvagia.
Yeah, I believe the Goron tunic, even without that checked, is not required for the crater at all. It does help for sure if you have low hearts, but it's not required.
Yeah, and then Zora tunic I think is only required for, I think it's required for bottom of Zora's domain, or Jabu Jabu's domain, or whatever it's called, and the that central pillar chest in Water Temple where you have to kill the enemies.
It's just the pillar. We got Serenade of Water on the minuet, the prelude check. So, Forest Medallion not paying off the most. It does allow easier access to Water Temple, which I do believe is a vanilla water medallion. Also, Scarecrow song, easy to set there.
Yep. Yeah, and it's a nice pickup for Barrel because Mike, if something does happen to be Scarecrow locked, Mike had already done set up the Scarecrow. So WoodenBarrel does now have that warp.
Oh, we got Stone of Agony.
Uh-oh. So does that mean that MikeKatz wins or loses?
It's a toss-up. Like I said, both of these racers here, their previous race, the person to get Stone of Agony first actually won the race. So it could easily go either way. The tendency in the matches so far, bracket-wise, and I don't know how much it was in the qualifiers, but for the brackets especially, whoever gets Stone of Agony first does tend to lose. The hints can throw you off just that much. You know the way of the hero, it can mind game you.
Yep, there are some certain logic things that the game requires you to do that can screw you up in regards to Way of the Hero hints. As well as we saw in ATZ's first round loss to Glitchy. He saw Way of the Hero hint and he saw Bruto's letter on 50 skulls and thought that must be what it's referring to, but it was actually referring to Iron Boots on 20 skulls. So he spent a lot of extra time searching for skulls to get to 50 and wound up not that being basically wasted time.
He's not opting to check the hints around the Deku Tree. Oh, never mind. There he goes for him. Nothing on Bonchu Bowling by the looks of it, except a free Deku Shield. That will be nice. Save him 40 rupees right there. He still doesn't have the Kokiri sword that MikeKatz found in Gerudo Valley, though.
WoodenBarrel is chuckling to himself and saying, "Never buy a shield."
Did you catch that hint that Mike just read?
Oh, I did not. I was staring at Barrel and his new Deku shield.
All right, we'll see if chat can help us out there. Oh, we'll be looking intently for the second one. Nice hint, Deku Tree, way of the hero.
Okay,
that is going to help because he's right in front of it.
Catz is like, all right, cool. Didn't know that.
He's going to run into a Mido's house. Oh, we got House of the Dead, Shadow Temple, and Deku Tree, way of the heroes.
Ooh,
and a
fairy
slingshot on Bonshu Bowling.
Now, logically, that opens up killing Goma.
Yes.
It doesn't mean much for our runners because of the basement 1 skip, the glitchless jump, as well as, of course, ground jump with bombs. But logically, it only unlocks 1 check, the target in the Lost.
Yeah, and it will let them, the bomb bag especially combined with that slingshot, lets them be a lot more efficient once you get into the Lost Woods. Lets them get those 3 grottos, get the target. Just stuff that MikeKatz can't do. Barrel has a lead on him, but right now, until Barrel gets Stone of Agony, which he's about to run into when he goes up to Lon Ranch, MikeKatz does have the knowledge lead on him.
Yes. It'll be interesting to see if he gets enough of a lead that it actually kind of matters, because neither player is really ahead, but WoodenBarrel's routing in regards to how efficient he's going to be able to do in these next few checks is going to be big. Having the slingshot early means you don't have to worry. Again, it's just like actually child fishing. You just don't have to worry about going back for that single check just in case something's on it. He also has bombs, which if MikeKatz...
we got strength.
That might be the way of the hero. But if MikeKatz doesn't find bombs in the Deku Tree or somewhere in the Lost Woods really early, he's going to leave those for later, and means he's got to come back, and if they have anything on them, and it just can snowball from there depending upon where everything is. So it's really interesting. I would say that Barrel probably has a bit of a lead, but it's almost impossible to say one way or the other so early in a rando.
Yeah, strength, of course, being way of the hero, because Spirit Temple requires 2 of those upgrades to even enter it as an adult. We also had the Mirror Shield early, which might lend us to an early Spirit Temple if we find Requiem somewhere. We still don't know what's on the stereo song check, so it could easily be that or a song that leads to it. We're still missing Sun Song Grave and the Serenade check. We have ZL for both of those. We had the letter for Serenade. A lot of songs are still open.
No, and we do need Nocturne. There is a question of where Nocturne is, and I know
Magic Meter.
Open. That's big too. Wow.
Deku Tree being loaded here. Maybe taking a few of the important checks away from Mido's house, but we'll see.
Now I'm back to Mido's house being empty. Mido's house has got like 2 freeze traps, Deku nuts, and a recovery heart.
Yeah, and even then, MikeKatz can still make up for what he's missing on Barrel, because there's still 2 more bomb bags out there. There's still 2 more slingshots out there. He could easily run into either one right now.
And if the slingshot target in the woods isn't anything, then MikeKatz doesn't really have to worry. And also, again, Barrel's grab was somewhat out of logic. I think Goron Bracelet actually puts that bomb into logic, because that allows you to... Yeah, okay, cool. So that allows you to bomb, link the roll, and Goron and get into the Death Mountain crater, but...
What is MikeKatz trying to set up here?
He's getting the Skull Tulla with a jump slash, I think.
Oh yeah, of course I can do this. Sorry, it's been a while since I've actually done it myself. Personally, it's one of the tricks I like to eyeball more than anything else, and since it's just a skull, if I miss it, I'll just leave.
Yeah, I actually, I never try to get this one on the wall unless I've got either explosives or like a slingshot or boomerang, just because I haven't practiced it, and it's not as important. I don't feel it's as important.
Oh,
I can get my skills.
No, but with Stone of Agony there is always that lingering thought. Until you find the 30, 40, 50 skull hints, there could be something important on any one of those. And I can also confirm, like, from personal experience, yes, it is possible both with the Kokiri Sword and the Deku Stick to hit that Skull Tulla. It's just a little... I wouldn't say precise, but if you're trying to use it... Yeah, it looks like he hit it. I saw a little frame like there as the hit connected, and he will get that token. Very nice.
He must very much, and Barrel just found his Stone of Agony, so he's probably, it's probably safe to say that he's gone on to thought to himself, all right, I got Stone of Agony, I may as well collect all the skulls that are in the way, and that's the hover boots.
Oh, wow. Shadow Way of the Hero, we're getting there.
That is 2 of the 3 required items to get to get in complete Shadow Temple. I should say 2 of 4 because you need the song too, but
I believe total Shadow is locked, I think, behind 8 different things. You have Nocturne, you have Dens and Magic Meter, you have Hookshot, Hover Boots, either the bow or the long shot, Strength, and Explosives. So
yes,
that's a lot of
correct,
stuff.
yeah.
And we know where a lot of that stuff is already. We're missing Nocturne, we're missing a bow, and we're missing a Hookshot. So, I mean, a lot of that stuff might not actually be required. You might not actually need Strength for the 2 checks that unlocks. There's a lot of stuff, but
yeah. But with the Shadow Way of the Hero hint, you definitely want to full clear Shadow Temple, so you do not want to skip those 2 checks.
Yeah, and
with the Strength upgrade.
Chat is saying that you need hovers to access Shadow without Hookshot.
Yeah.
You can't finish it without Hookshot. That's the thing.
Right, yeah. You get locked out, I think, in that Silver Rupee room without Hookshot.
Yes. Yeah, even though you can actually backflip onto the chest and Hookshot up above the upper door, you can hover from the invisible ledge to the door itself, but either way, you need Hookshot to get up there somehow.
Right.
All right,
So
Barrel's falling behind Mike here in the Deku Tree. He's going to run into those things that he found. There's Strength, there's Magic Meter.
And Hover Boots, yep. And
Hover
MikeKatz is
Boots.
on Goma. Does he get
Any
the
one cycle? He missed the 1 cycle. Actually, one thing that's very nice to know, it's a lot easier to 1 cycle Goma with Deku Nuts and the Kokiri Sword than it is with the sticks. I don't know what it is about that, but for some reason, like, he just mash me, it's easy to get with 1 Deku. So, a little unfortunate he didn't know that, but he'll still get the 2 cycle really easily.
Yeah, it was interesting that I noticed he did 2 crouch stabs and then he threw his Deku Nut. Normally what I see and what I do when I get my 1 cycles is 1 stab, Deku Nut, or Deku Nut, 1 stab, Deku Nut, and then do the next 2 stabs.
Yes.
To kill Goma.
That's so. I don't know exactly how that works on a technical level, but that tends to be when Goma can be stunned again, I guess, with the Deku Nut.
Yeah, and I do know you can do it in 1 cycle with just the Deku Nuts, but it's like a frame perfect.
Yes. And like I said, it's a lot easier with the sword for some reason. I don't know why. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense because, like, you're still stabbing, you're still doing damage with the Deku Stick, but it's I don't know.
Saito had paths similar so far. They are very similar. The difference really is MikeKatz went Gerudo Valley and got the Kokiri Sword. Barrel stayed adult a little longer and went through Death Mountain Crater for 2 checks and found the bomb bag. That's really the main difference right now.
So each an item up on each other. The bomb bag arguably much more helpful than a Kokiri Sword will.
Oh, yeah.
But the sword will save. Oh, what's the hint here? Ancient Tree is on the way of the hero. We have a second hint there for the Deku Tree. Count them up. If that goes more than 3 Deku Tree hints, that is a second Way of the Hero hint for that same dungeon. Generic Grotto, Ancient Tree holds Power Gloves. We already found those. That's very nice.
I love how these hints are all just giving information about what was in the Deku. These players are probably like, I know this.
Yeah, it's not exactly information apart. Like, so far, the only thing we really learned, like, no matter what those hints were, anything pointing to the Deku Tree, Mike was going to get those. What we know is that Shadow Temple has something important.
Yes. So Shadow Temple, and based upon Barrel having the light arrows, we also know that it's not the light arrows. It is a necessary item for another dungeon.
Yes. It can really be anything at this point. It could be a hook shot. It could be another strength upgrade. It could be iron boots. Who knows? There's so much left that these runners have not run into yet. It could literally be anything.
It could conceivably be the first hook shot that you're supposed to get. You know, you're supposed to go into Shadow without the idea of you're going to be able to clear it, but hey, it's actually got the item you need to clear.
Yeah, dipping into a stone dungeon, really, a medallion dungeon, is not the worst idea.
Okay, someone just pointed this out because I missed it. Barrel didn't get magic.
Oh wow! Did he? What was that on? Was that the compass chest?
I think it was.
Oh my goodness! I was in the same position as Barrel once. It was a casual weekly race. Magic was in that chest, and I had gotten everything in the game. and I missed that chest for some reason. It looks like Barrel's about to do the same thing, unless he finds the other one somewhere. There are 2 magic meters checks in the game. He could easily find a second one, but that might be the only logical one there.
Wow, that's
anything he gained from having Bomb Bag over Mike could have just been lost because he missed that magic meter.
No, Barrel looked like he went for the 1 cycle there on Mr. or Mrs. Meanwhile, MikeKatz doing his Ocarina memory game, one of my least favorite checks. He did screw it up, actually, I noticed.
Yeah.
Oh no, so he's got to start over.
Yeah, we got a few Resident Sleepers popping up in chat there that I know Lost likes to have in there whenever we do a memory game. Getting the 2 cycle just like Mike did. A 1 cycle Goma's this game, but it's not the biggest loss. If they both do it, it's no time lost or gained on the other racer.
Oh no, and so, by the way, and this got pointed out in chat and I see it on Barrel's tracker, he has marked all of the checks in Deku Tree. So this is not him skipping it because he thought it would be faster or he figured it wouldn't have an item. It's he forgot. He thinks he got it and never.
That could be easily that could be very bad. That might be the race right there.
I mean, it's hard. Yeah, you don't want to call it that early, especially for something that seems kind of as small as that. But oh boy, especially, I mean, that might be the race, especially if the second magic is magic lock.
Yeah, it's not uncommon. We do see the second magic meter pop up in Shadow Temple. It happens more often than you would think. But yeah.
And the worst part is Barrel's gonna run out of checks looking for magic, and he's gonna go to Mido's house thinking, "Oh, it was in Mido's house. Damn it!"
No, it might still be in Mido's house. We don't know yet.
That's a good point. Yes, sorry. If for those of you who have joined us recently, both Barrel and MikeKatz have skipped Mido's house and the Kokiri sword chest.
A gentleman's agreement.
We assume it. Yeah, I haven't heard any confirmation of like 100% that they are doing this, but we're pretty sure it was a gentleman's agreement between them to skip it Mido's house. I don't know for how long, but usually it's
until they run out of other checks.
Yep.
Or unless they just forget about any other checks, which I don't expect is going to happen. These are the top 16 after all. We do see memory flops happen every now and then. Sorry, not so, but it does happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't see, unless Barrel has some sort of memory revelation, but that'll only happen when he's like stuck looking for magic. If he can't find the second magic, then I don't see him going back to the Deku tree to find that magic.
40 Skulls is dead, confirmed.
Yep, just a Deku shield.
And I expect Mike will check these other 3 stones here in the Sacred Forest Meadow. We got a Bolero on Serious Song. That is Fire Temple access now. Of course, Fire Temple access is also when they found hover boots, but still.
Yeah, and they also do get a song from that too. So another Shadow Temple Way of the Hero.
Yeah, that's 2 hints each for Shadow and Deku Tree now. 2 Way of the Hero hints left, potentially. We could have just seen all 4 already, for all we know. 2 in each dungeon.
Okay, I was just about to say, did Barrel skip the Ocarina Memory game and the slingshot in Target? Well, what was that outside Ice Cavern?
Love. It's a bad hint.
Oh, okay.
Bigoron crafts a lot of love. Bigoron is also dead. Very nice to see.
Well, that's gotta feel good as a runner.
Yep. And they're both getting Stone of Agony, so they'll both see these hints. They'll both know, oh, I don't have to go here before I have to go back to Mido's house, Yep.
And again, this may not turn out to be a big deal, but Barrel is getting the Lost Woods checks, all of them out of the way, thanks to his bomb bag. Whereas MikeKatz will have to come back for it.
And there's another strength upgrade.
We are hookshot away from being Spirit Temple clear. And of course, the ability to get there. Which I believe is Requiem, Epona, or Long Shot.
Yes. And with the lensless logic in here, they can do it in logic, the Wasteland, without Lens of Truth and a magic meter combined, which is good for Barrel, because he doesn't have a magic meter that MikeKatz does.
Yep.
But yes, either of those puts Spirit Temple in logic, and once MikeKatz gets explosives, I don't imagine it will be terribly long before he goes back for the Lost Woods. Even having Bolero plus Hover Boost, that's easy access to the Lost Woods warp from Goron City. It just depends on his routing from here.
MikeKatz is setting up the
Oh yeah, I mean,
you
you might as well do it now. You're already going into Runia's room. Oh, actually, no, you're not. He doesn't even have serious songs.
Yeah, that was why I was. Oh, that's right. It is in Logic to do with the bomb flower. I had forgotten.
And it looks like he got the timing on it, so he does get that check.
Wow, that was nicely done. Sometimes I can't get that timing with a bomb bag.
Yeah, it's a lot harder with that bomb flower than it is with the bomb bag. Should be, you're good. And he gets the hook shot out of it. Oh wow!
Wow, that's big. This is still. I just want. I know that's in Logic. Let me rephrase that. It is in Logic, so that's.
It is perfectly in Logic. Yeah. And with the Bolero there and hookshot now, it won't be terribly long before he gets that bomb bag. Next time he goes adult, he'll clear out the crater, he'll find it, and he won't be all that far behind Barrel at that point. Although I say behind Barrel, that magic meter though.
It could turn out to be not a big deal if magic is in like, I don't know, somewhere in Spirit Temple. It might not be a big.
Yeah, if Mike gets the timing on this bomb flower, he's going to find light arrows. Looks like he did, and he will grab those right now. No bow to fire them yet, but he does have light arrows and magic meter.
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job of getting a lot of the checks that Barrel got done with bombs, or even his bomb chews before. You know, Catz is getting it done without explosives, getting rid of these checks, doing them pretty efficient.
Yeah, very nice. So where do you think the runners will go from here? We have a lot of Goron City open to Barrel now. I expect them to go through that with the bomb bag, just like MikeKatz did. The Rolling Goron as well will be open to Barrel that Mike was not able to pick up. We got Child Cat going. We got the river that MikeKatz will have to pass up on until he gets more explosives. What do you think Mike's play is from here? Like, we have Barrel on one side with a bunch of explosives, a bunch of the world open to it, but Mike a little more locked off.
Well, it looks like Mike's going to set up. He's going to do Child Cac, I think, and set up the Skull Mask checks. That will probably include the Graveyard Dampe Grave Digging Tour. So I think that's what he'll spend the next 5 minutes doing, and we'll see what he gets. If he gets something like, I don't know, I'm trying to think here. He's looking for explosives. If he finds it, he'll definitely go adult and finish up the Dodongos. But until then, it's going to be, like you said, it'll be interesting to see what he chooses to do.
Yeah. And he does have Sun Song, so getting Dampe should be easy as long as he remembers to do it.
Yeah, it is really difficult to tell exactly what he will or even should do next. Hookshot is an excellent pickup and a big find, but it doesn't open up a ton of checks. At least it's not as many as you may initially kind of think when you get it. It's huge for like getting into dungeons or helping to full clear dungeons, but it's not as helpful in regards to like overworld checks. Like for instance, it gets him access to the Forest Temple, but that's a stone dungeon. Is he going to dip Forest Temple? Gives him access to fire, but that's another stone dungeon. Is he going to dip fire?
I mean, we all know what stone fire has done to some of these runs. Stone fire, deep and medallion fire, even.
It doesn't matter.
Way past the boss key, it can still be required.
Full clear fire every single seed.
Yeah, I mean, personally, after seeing all these, I am treating fire as well as I'm treating forest from now on. Forest is like, it's a linear dungeon. You're going to run to all the chests really easily. Fire, it's a little longer, potentially. Could be easily shorter if you go mode it instead of doing it early, but we've seen a lot of important stuff there. A lot of important required stuff.
Yeah. As for Sun Song in regards to Dampe, you've got to be... What winds up happening is if you are in a zone in which you will reload when you play Sun Song, so any of the towns or cities, it sets the time to midnight, which is after when Dampe's grave digging ends. So you've got to actually leave Kakariko Village, play Sun Song, wait for it to turn to night, and then walk in. That's how Sun Song will help with Dampe's grave digging. And there's a scale. So that's Zora River access and Zora's Domain access in Logic.
It does help. I believe we saw... Oh, no, Serenade is what Barrel has. So it is Logic access to the river, which helps with that letter now. Even with ZL now, it does open up... both ends of... the entrance to Zora's Domain. Yeah. It does help him, though, without having bomb back. It lets him in there.
Yeah, well, I did realize it's going to be tough for him to get there, because he doesn't have Forest Medallion and Serenade of Water. Otherwise, you could go in the back way through Lake Hylia.
He can go through Lost Woods.
Otherwise, he's got to... Well, yeah, he can go through Lost Woods. I guess that's a good option. What he'll probably wind up doing, now that I think about it, that's a good point. What he'll probably wind up doing is getting all of the Skull Mask check here. So he'll get Keaton Mask. Yeah. He'll probably run back. He'll deliver it. He'll come back, get the Skull Mask, and then he'll save warp back to Kokiri Forest, and he'll do Skull Mask check, and like you said, go through the Lost Woods to Lake Hylia, to Zora's Domain.
Well, you can also go to Lake Hylia from there, too, and get that sunken bottle.
Oh, yeah.
A good point to bring up with the Skull Mask, as long as you're skipping on purpose 5 sphere 0 checks, Skull Mask increases in value a lot just from that alone.
Yes. Now, Barrel is going to do the Ocarina of Mini game, which we know doesn't have anything. One of the interesting things, by the way, just to talk, it's really, really, I find it fascinating how the Skull Mask meta has come and gone. And has kind of, in a way, come back, even though it still hasn't had anything on it. I know that we always talk about that second qualifier race. Everyone skipped it. It had a necessary item that allowed you to reach a go mode item, long shot. And so everyone started routing it in. And one of the things was I think Barrel finished that race pretty high up, partially because he already had played enough seeds and had been burned by the Skull Mask that he routed it in to where he was getting the Skull Mask 45-50 minutes in most of his seeds.
Yeah. I mean, at the time, I was a very new runner myself. It was my second race ever. I had no idea what to do about Skull Mask. It's really important, I guess, for the community to see races like that where you see good routes to get through some of the harder checks in the game, even though they're not always required. It makes it a gamble to go for the Skull Mask if you think it could be useful, like Mike is doing right here. But
yes,
again, it's a huge time commitment. You might need it, you might not. You never know until you check it.
Right, and especially again, without any warp songs.
Oh yeah, no. We have what are the warp songs he has? He has Bolero. That's not going to help him with Skull Mask. Sun Song might help a little bit. Like if he gets locked out of the market at night, he can just turn it straight to day. Go get the Skull Mask off of Keaton, and it looks like he's going to check Dompe with that too.
Yeah, and 10 Skulls was just, I believe it was a rupee. I think it was a blue rupee. So
yeah,
Barrel is staring at Mido's house, and he will enter at the hour mark. So that must have been the agreement. Don't go into Mido's house until an hour.
We have it going on, Tunic. Oh no!
There's a bow
and the bow. It was loaded the whole time.
And iron boots.
Oh my goodness! 4 for 4? Oh no. Okay, you can only hope for 4 for 4, but that was amazing. Mido's house.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah. What about the Goku sword chest? We have to know.
I like how Barrel timed this out nearly perfectly to be at Mido's house at the hour mark.
Also, I like how he just jumped for those 6 rupees, even though he didn't need them. He had a full wallet. But yeah, 1 hour must have been the agreement. Now, Michael, see that timer ticking over. He's not finding anything here at the graveyard. Did he get Dompe already? I believe he did.
I would assume he did. I did not see it. I was too busy watching Barrel in Mido's house for the first time.
Yeah,
I did see Sun Song was just a heart piece, and it doesn't look like Catz has put anything on his tracker in regards to an item from Dompe digging.
He is about to get the Composer Grave song checked, though. And
Mido's was Goron tunic, bow, iron boots, and a purple.
Yeah, it was completely loaded. And it could have even let you into Deku Tree early, which was Way of the Hero. Bunch of stuff there. We got hover boots, we got magic mirror, we got a strength upgrade. The entire Kokiri Forest was packed. And if they went there, that would have opened up. Like, I think about it this way: like, if you're gonna purposely skip Mido's house, with a Mido's house like that, it locks the seed a lot. Sure, it's all adult items, like equipment stuff there for Adult Link. Minuet on Sun Song check, by the way. But that bottlenecks the rest of your seed. You don't have anything that Mido's house could potentially give. For both these runners, they're purposely locking where they can go.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I like I said, I liked how Barrel was outside that door at like 59, 55. Like he had routed the entire thing.
You had to
knowing
wonder.
To enter Mido's at a 9.
You had to wonder if he did that exact timing on purpose. That was amazing to watch.
I would think this has been his plan all along to get someone to fall for fall for this.
Not just routing it and timing on purpose. You had to wonder if he timed it so he would get there right before at the hour mark. just so we would know as commentators, as anyone just watching, yes, it was the 1 hour mark they agreed on. He didn't just go in like a scumbag, get those checks.
Yeah, that is actually a good point. Barrel is a showman. I do know that. Yeah. So Catz is Catz is looking like he's going to finish up the Skull Mask. I missed that hint from Barrel. And Barrel's at Lake Hylia. He set up Scarecrow Song and is going to get the 3 Gossip Stones around here. He doesn't have the Kokiri Sword, which is in Gerudo Valley, to do child fishing, so he won't be able to do that check while here.
Gotta wonder, since he has Serenade, those are some really easily accessible checks to get in Gerudo Valley. He might as well go up there now if he decides to. But he's back walking over here to the other hint. Chat is saying fire arrows are on the pose, so if they decide to go for that, they will get some rather hot arrows. Some nuts in Kakariko Back Grotto. Both runners already found that, I believe, so nothing surprising there. Another bad hint out of the way.
You know, it can be very important. Like, the difference in information can be huge in a rando. If you know something, whether it's 50 skulls is an item that you need, or like Forest Temple is on the way of the hero, you can make a much more informed decision in regards to what you want to get. Where you should go. So, like, if it's between forest and fire, and both are stone dungeons, and you're looking for a go mode item, and you see the hint that says forest is on the way of the hero, you know to go to forest. Your opponent has to take a 50-50 guess.
Yeah, and even then, if you know where to go, you can easily kind of mind game yourself into bad routing just to get to that one place, instead of being efficient and getting more stuff on the way there.
Yes,
the last hint that Barrel found, by the way, was we do have a wallet upgrade, I believe, on frogs. It said Child Zora River.
Yep.
No new hints on these Temple of Time. 30 skulls are dead, by the way, on that.
Death Mountain's on the way of the hero.
Yeah, that's where you found light arrows. That makes perfect sense. I believe all the outside checks were found already. Oh,
that's right.
So.
It said Death Mountain, not Death Mountain Crater. Sorry.
Yeah.
I was starting to think that was the bomb bag. I was like, wait, how was that?
No, it's outside on the trail itself. That is definitely the light arrows. I don't believe anything else was out there. Yeah, the Storm Grotto didn't have anything, I believe, and the heart piece on top of Dodongo's Cavern was just a rupee.
Yes, so it was definitely referring to the light arrows.
Yes, we still don't know about 50 skulls. 30 and 40 are both dead checks. Bigoron is a dead check. Pose have fire arrows. We don't have Din's fire yet, so that could still be valuable. MikeKatz past the 1 hour mark, gonna find this loaded Mido's house. Yeah. And I forgot what the Kokiri sword chest was, but he was gonna run right into that too. Just a piece of art, alright. So 3 out of 5 chests they skipped at the beginning. Could have easily helped, but
yeah.
I imagine it didn't overall it didn't change the routing that much, right? It was the bow that could help in like dungeons. It's not gonna do much for the overworld besides the adult shooting gallery.
Right, that's the only thing they could have knocked out early.
Yeah, the Goron Twink would have helped in the crater, I guess, but not really. They had enough hearts by the time they went there. And the Iron Boots, I mean, with explosives, it lets you check a couple of places. It's not that big of a deal.
No, WoodenBarrel is going to drop into the Royal Composer grave, and he's going to get the Minuet of Forest, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty certain that's what it was.
Yeah, so and chat pointing out that Mike can now do Forest Temple. He has the bow, hookshot, strength, and I believe that's the same thing for Barrel as well. He has all 3 of those. So he finds Minuet. I'm surprised neither of them are actually going for it now. Opting to finish Child, Mike especially, finishing the Skull Mask. He's already committed to it. He's going to finish it. He's probably going to go up Zora's River, turn in the letter, and go adult after that.
Yeah, well, he is still looking for the bomb bag. That's the one major advantage that Barrel has right now. The advantage that MikeKatz has, of course, is that he didn't forget a chest in Deku Tree that happened to have magic. So
yeah, and like no matter what lead either of them looks like they have, that right there could easily turn the seat on its head and beat a race in the first hour.
Oh yeah,
we don't know yet. We still don't know where the other magic meter is. He could easily just run into it on another Sphere Zero check. We the Deku Skull Mask right here could be the other magic meter. And if Barrel skips that long check, he's not going to get either one. But we'll find out.
Yeah, and something to point out is we're waiting for the Skull Mask here is Fire and Forest are both, it's just a heart piece. Fire and Forest are both stone dungeons, which, like, the spread of medallion dungeons was pretty nice because Deku and Dodongo's was... Ooh, what?
No. I was saying he could have gone forest. I didn't realize it was a stone dungeon in the moment.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, but what I was going to say is what's somewhat frustrating as a runner when you get those, when you find forest and fire, both the stone dungeons, is you always need hookshot and bow, basically.
Yes.
So you're
Absolutely.
always going to basically have access to Forest Temple, whether full access to Forest Temple, whether it's a
And the
medallion
same could be-
dungeon or a stone dungeon. And the same with fire.
Yeah, the same could be said for strength. You rarely see a seed without that. It's needed for several dungeons, adult dungeons especially, just to do stuff in them. You're always going to have medallions on some dungeons. You're always going to see strength.
So Barrel is going to the bottom of the well while Mike Katz does Zora River. He hit the first, the Gossip Stone there, which was Dodongo's has a steel safeguard, which was the Hylian shield that
We did find a Hylian shield. I forget exactly where it was, but it doesn't really matter because they both have mirror shield anyway.
Yep.
Looks like he's going to check
Catz.
the frogs and potentially get the wallet upgrade that we saw the hint for at Lake Hylia. It could
think
also
so,
be on the
yeah.
All Songs frog check as well.
Yeah. You know, I wonder if Mike Katz is hoping that he sees a different item here, just so that he knows that the All Songs Frogs is dead. And
Well,
it is,
he didn't get
because
the
that's
hint. He
another
will
slingshot.
Oh wow, yeah, slingshot. Well, it's not the
did
first slingshot
that's
that
right.
Barrel
He didn't
found.
get it. Barrel did get that hint. Right.
Yes.
So a wallet upgrade is on the All Songs frog check. So based upon both runners' knowledge, we can put that together for us and know that that's a neat way to do that by Mike
Yep.
Katz there. That little focus and then jump.
It's a little tricky, but it's not terribly hard to pull off. But yeah, that's one less thing that could potentially make this an all dungeon seed. We don't know what song is on the ocarina yet. We are still missing that hint. Mike is probably going to run into the upper stone, the Gossip Stone here on the river next to the grotto and find that hint. Yeah, but
I will
anything can
say-
be on the Ocarina of Time at this point.
I will say, other than an odd like Pona's song is on Ocarina of Time and Horseback Archery has the long shot type of deal, the only real like consideration for an all dungeon seed would be if Nocturne of Shadow is on Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, which I will remind
That's-
you, both these last runners, their last seed had Nocturne on Ocarina. So it could happen. We don't know where it is. We have several song checks still open to us.
Will they be cursed again?
Yeah.
So far, Barrel in the well not finding anything.
Actually, I say several song checks still open. I believe, is it just Serenade right now that's open? could be
No, I
wrong.
don't believe that we have seen any of the adult song checks, except for Windmill. We have not seen like Minuet of Forest song check. We have not seen Bolero song. So we do have those two.
No,
quick,
we
easy
saw
songs.
Minuet.
Did we?
Yeah, I believe at least Mike Katz went up there.
As an
So
adult?
we have another go. Yeah. But yes, at least one of the runners did do that little glitchless skip on top of the maze. They got the Minuet
Oh,
check.
that's right. Yeah, Mike Katz did do Minuet of Forest. You're right, and he got Sun Song off that. So the only song that is easy to get that we can get right now is
Bolero.
Bolero. Oh, there's the most
We
useless
got
item in the
ice
game.
arrows, the blue fire arrows. Bongo
If
Bongo is
only.
now in logic.
Hey, so Glitchymon, and to anyone else that has just joined, they skipped Mido's house for the first hour of this seed. Both of them
On
in a
purpose?
gentleman's agreement. Yep, on purpose. Skipped Mido's house. Mido's house had a bow, iron boots, a
Goron tunic.
rupee, and Goron tunic.
Ruby robes. It's nice to see like both these runners. After a while, they were kind of mirroring each other. Barrel was following in Katz's footsteps, but we're seeing a lot of divergence now. With the bomb bag, Barrel has opted to go into the bottom of the well here. He will get everything here. Mike, without that bomb bag that Barrel found, is doing Zora's Domain instead. Block the Zora's Fountain up on top. He could go for Ice Cavern soon with that song check. We're still missing Requiem. We're still missing Nocturne. Both those could be easily required, and we don't know where they are yet.
Yeah. Yeah, Requiem may not be required because you don't need in the current logic for the tournament, you don't need the Lens of Truth or magic in that regard, because the magic is needed for Lens of Truth to do, that's another bigger on dead check, to get through the wasteland. So it's all lensless wasteland in logic. But if as a child you need to get a key or the boss key or even an item on that child, those two child side checks, Spirit, Requiem of Spirit will be required.
Yeah, and the hookshot extension for Gerudo Valley's bridge is also in this rule set. They can do it if they know it, and they could actually go directly in right now if they wanted to.
Is it? It's not in Logic though, right? It's just
no,
allowed in rules, but not in Logic, right? Okay.
Crossing the Wasteland without the Lens of Truth is in Logic,
right?
Though.
That's in Logic, but the extension is not. So they'd still need Epona's Song or Hook Long. Yeah. At least logically for the game to say, hey, you should be doing this. Also, MikeKatz doing both the Torch Run and the diving minigame at the same time.
I didn't notice that at first.
But, I have tried this a couple of times as like practice, and it is hard. I'm always like a couple seconds, 2 or 3 too late on that last route.
Yeah, you need the rupees themselves to line up so you can get them and like, oh, hey, there you go with the hammer here. That is still pointing to all dungeons. Wow, look at this.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, oh, that's a big... Wait, no, it's kind of like
he might not get this guy. He's bailing on it. Look at that. Yeah, you really need the rupees to line up well to get that. But with that... Fine. We'll grab a fish here. Getting ready for a Jabu dip, potentially. It is a stone dungeon.
Yeah.
Huh.
Maybe
he's just opening it up for now.
Yeah, I have noticed a lot of runners... He doesn't have explosives to get into the fairy fountain there either. But I have noticed a lot of runners have started to dip Jabu Jabu, although usually that's if it's a medallion. I don't know if he would as a stone. The only thing I can think of is he's playing for all dungeons, another all dungeon seed. And he's saying, it's an all dungeon seed. I may as well do this one check and get Ruto, basically, prep Jabu Jabu. Because it is a nice
up here too.
Yeah, it is a nice 5 second. You do save a couple of minutes if your opponent doesn't do this, and you do, and you both enter Jabu Jabu at the same time.
Yeah, we've seen, I believe, have we found 4 Way of the Hero hints yet? We have Deku Tree, Shadow Temple, Death Mountain, and I don't know if we found a 4th. They could be duplicates of each other, any of those.
I think we found 2 Death Mountain, or 2 or 3 Death Mountain, I don't remember, 2 Shadow, and 3 Deku. So we have not doubled up yet. And yes, it seems like the 4th is still missing. Okay,
we got Ocarina of Time has Epona's Song. So no Nocturne there this time. That MikeKatz breathing a sigh of relief not to see it there again.
Well, it is still possible that all dungeons is required in some convoluted logic scheme.
Yeah, I mean the items
very much lessens the chances of it.
The items for sure are pointing to that right now. Force can be done. Fire can be done. We got Goron Tunic.
They're just looking for Boomerang.
Yeah, really, it is just that Boomerang that's stopping the all dungeon seed right now. If we get any items, I mean, we have Silver Gauntlets and Mirror Shield both in Logic. MikeKatz hasn't found the Bomb Bag or those gauntlets yet, but we do know about them for Spirit Temples. So if there's any way that they find to get there, hopefully that can bail Mike out of an all dungeons with the knowledge he has on some certain items that Barrel doesn't have yet. He hasn't gone to Zora's Domain. He doesn't have that hammer.
Bottom of the Well does not have anything. I think Barrel will go there next, probably. But yeah, Bottom of the Well didn't have a thing. Yep, the Well is always a...
Is Monsters in chat? We know the Well's a trap now.
Yeah.
Actually, no, sorry. I think he was doing a EU race earlier, so he might not be here.
I will say, I wonder if Epona's Song, and this is me going convoluted, logic is screwing these racers over type of thing.
Yeah.
Would be crazy is if basically everything is in GTG and the logic says you have to get Epona's Song by clearing the stone dungeons to get over into GTG.
Do we really want to see that? I mean, again, they could hookshot extension over the bridge.
That was what I was going to say. Is hookshot extension could wind up being a big... It's unlikely that sort of thing happens, but it could turn out to be a big play.
Yeah. And we can still find the long shot somewhere and completely negate all that, unless it is horseback archery.
Yeah. And MikeKatz is going to be able to get the Vanilla Lake Hylia bottle check, which winds up to just be a piece of heart. That's a check that Barrel won't be able to get because he does not have a...
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to go for all 3 of these Hylia hints. This one right here next to the lab is a little easier, but those other 2 around the lake are a little bit out of the way.
Yeah. I usually
there wasn't
get
much
them
on them.
If I have Epona's Song and I can just write Epona around.
Alright. Now he knows that for sure Epona's is not required for the frogs. He already got the slingshot off the frogs in the rain, he knows that the all frogs the minigame is not required.
And he's going to take... Ooh. The owl almost... I don't remember its name, but the owl almost took off without him there.
Yeah, I believe it doesn't actually take off until you touch it and take it off.
Oh, no, it has taken off without me before.
Really? Yeah, that's
I was
Barrel getting
was
the
too
slingshot
close.
upgrade.
I was too close to him, and he like flew over me and hovered for a second, and then flew off, and I was like, "What? I didn't move."
Nice. It seems like a big hitbox though, so it's not the hardest thing to miss. I would
no,
assume.
it's not. It just I was really confused because I was like, I'd never seen it before. I was like, "Wait, what?"
Okay, so we got Mike here going for adult 2 at an hour 18 though. I'm still assuming he's going to run right into that bomb bag. He has a hammer. He has Bolero grow onto it. He's going to go for the crater sooner rather than later, so he'll find that bomb bag.
Yeah, he can knock out all of those crater checks in one go here, like you said, with the hammer, with Zelda's Lullaby, and warping to Bolero. He also has hover boots. He can get that crater heart piece without having to plant the bean. So everything gets knocked out of the way in one easy swing. It'll be interesting to see whether or not he decides to dip fire. That'll probably be what he has to make a decision on after he warps there. That's what I'd assume he'd do.
Yeah, Stonefire, again, has just bitten so many people recently. Weekly Seeds, bracket race, it's nuts.
Yep. And also, yeah, so all that Barrel found in the well was a fish in a bottle.
Yeah. Maybe that's pointing him towards Jabu.
Maybe.
Yeah, notably, Mike did not actually dip into Jabu. He didn't get the fairy because he didn't have explosives. He went out there, got the hints, and left. Went to Lake Hylia, now he's adult.
And Mike equips the Goron tunic. It is a wonderful shade of lighter color.
We'll find out soon.
A lighter color.
We'll find out soon enough. If Barrel decides to go to Fire Temple at all, if he decides to he's going to run to the hammer here, so he's probably going to go to the crater anyway to get that fairy.
Okay. I was just about to say he did not make that, and then he got the jump slash perfect and got it. So just another hard piece there.
Almost missed it, but not quite. Okay, and the fairies here. I guess we're seeing these for the first time. I don't remember if Barrel got the summit fairy earlier when he was up here.
He did not. He did not have Zelda's Lullaby at the time because that was
also
on map.
But yeah, he also used his last explosive, I believe, on the grotto inside the crater. So
yep.
Well, and then he found bomb bag still.
Yes, I mean the big item was basically the bomb bag in the wall of Death Mountain craters. It was nothing. Seemingly was like bomb or hammer locked, but there is one more check that we haven't seen up here, which is the fairy at the top of Death Mountain.
Yeah. So any potential item lead that Barrel has with that bomb bag is about to be erased when MikeKatz goes back in here for that grotto, for that wall heart piece. He's going to find a bomb bag. He doesn't have an explosive for the fairy, so he has to go back inside.
Hammer it. I don't know what he's doing. He can hammer that.
Oh yeah, he does have hammer. I don't know what is. He might have been going out there so the void will put him back out at that fairy. When you get the wall heart piece, you want to jump off to kind of speed it up a little bit.
Okay, that makes a little more sense.
I assume he kind of muscle memoried over to that fairy before he did that. I don't know exactly what the deal there was, but yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of like, he's out of explosives. Oh, he doesn't have any bomb. And then I was like, but he's got hammer. What is he? He's even got it equipped on a C-stick. But yeah, I guess, I don't know if it's more efficient exactly, but that makes sense that he's just setting the void and he'll get it on the way out.
Yeah. Yep, so also, notably with the hammer and explosives, he's probably going to go through the Lost Woods soon. It's close by, and let's go through Fire Temple first. He'll find that other strength upgrade, and he'll know, okay, maybe this isn't all dungeons. I'm getting stuff for Spirit Temple. Can I find Requiem soon? Spirit Temple is the best dungeon in the game for actual real checks. So if he has that as an alternative to all dungeons right now. Ooh, we got Din's Fire.
Oh, wow. That's a big move. And not only do we have Din's Fire, that is, as soon as we find Nocturne, that is full clear of Shadow Temple.
Sorry, do we have Requiem already?
We do. Requiem was on Bolero. Sorry, I did not say that.
Yeah, I wasn't watching entirely. Sorry.
Yeah.
My bad. We have Requiem. We're still missing Nocturne, though.
I wasn't paying.
Yeah, I saw it on his tracker there for a second. Like, oh wow, yeah, we have Requiem. And like I said, he's gonna find the silver gauntlets. Think, okay, cool. I can just go there. I can clear it as child. I have slingshot, so I can definitely clear the whole thing as child, as adult. I have fire magic. I have dense fire now. I can just go child side and clear the rest as adult. There we go with that hammer. Barrel finally has it. He's warping out. Going to Serenade of Water, probably taking out, going straight adult. Now, I'm starting to wonder, because neither... did Barrel find the Epona hint, by the way? Did he go up to the Zora's Fountain for that? If you're talking, by the way, I cannot hear you. So I didn't catch it, but if he didn't actually go up there for that hint, he doesn't know that Epona's song is on the Ocarina of Time. He might still be suspecting this is all dungeons. He did not go up there for the hint. Okay. Alright, we got... dang it, I missed the hint too. So yeah, Mike is going through Goron City right now. Rip wallet. Yeah. Long shot probably in Shadow then. Well, I mean, we'll see. We're still missing Nocturne and Shadow, right? We have basically everything we need for Shadow Temple. We have strength, we have hover boots, we have a magic meter and Din's bow, hookshot. It's really just Nocturne at this point, and then he can do Shadow Temple.
Is MikeKatz showing us left side maze for the first time now?
I believe so. That is bombs, and that is nothing useful.
Nope.
He's also getting the right side maze for the first time that Barrel got earlier, which I believe had a... Was that the slingshot he found? 50 skulls is dead. All skull hints are now cleared. They don't have to go above 20. Not the slingshot. I already forgot where Barrel got that.
I believe that was Frogs in the Rain check.
Well, that was one of them, but Barrel found another one earlier.
Oh, pardon my mistake.
No, you're fine. Yeah, I don't know where Grim Fairy went. Possibly some microphone issues.
He was having some microphone issues earlier on, so I'll be hanging out with you for a little bit so that you don't have to do this all by yourself. Looks like WoodenBarrel is now headed to the Hyrule Castle Fairy Fountain to see what's up over there.
Mike finally going back to Dodongo's Cavern for that Forest Medallion. He'll pick up, I believe it was... Serenade of Water was on the Prelude check, so not a whole lot gained from that. He will get this hint here, though.
Hello, am I back?
Castletown Shooting Gallery is on the way of the hero. That was... I already forgot. It's been a while.
Either.
Was that Mirror Shield? I think that was Mirror Shield.
Oh, correct. That was the Mirror Shield. And yes, Grim, we are hearing you again.
Alright, so that's all 4 way of the hero hints now.
Okay, cool. Sorry about that.
Oh, you're fine, you're fine. I'll leave you guys
so
to
every,
it.
Yeah, every force hint we've now found, all of them are dead, I believe. It's the Pose, Bigoron, and all 3 skull hints, as well as the Ocarina being Epona's song, and we have all 4 way of the hero. So Stone of Agony has done some work. Certainly, hopefully proved it's not an all dungeon seed for once.
Yes, it's been actually, yeah, so far it has been a big help. No like troll hints that have seemingly confused any of our runners. Although
all very clear.
Yeah, the only way the hero hints we've really seen is Death Mountain, which was Light Arrows most likely. And then Deku Tree and Shadow Temple. And Deku Tree was full of necessary items.
The Deku Tree was loaded, Mido's house was loaded. Barrel finally checking these Temple of Time hints. It's nothing new for us as the viewers, but it is still important, potentially. MikeKatz probably, after finding the ice trap above King Dodongo, going to show off the hammer as an entrance to King Dodongo. Not something you normally see.
Nope, he does finally have those bombs, so... Well, he could have full cleared actually with just the Goron bracelet, but...
Yep.
Waiting until he had bombs makes it easier, quick.
Yeah, he was probably already planning to do this, just like you said, with Goron bracelet. He had hammer. He was going to go back there for that very important Forest Medallion. Well, I say very important. We'd already know it's Serenade, but potentially, he doesn't know it, but it could have Nocturne. It could be locking him out of Shadow Temple right now.
Yeah, I'd assume his next play will be to warp straight to Spirit Temple after this. Although, no, actually, he hasn't gone through the Lost Woods yet, so he doesn't actually have Silver Gauntlets.
Nope.
So maybe he won't do that right away, although the song might be important in regards to whether or not it is Nocturne of Shadow.
Yeah. Another play these players are probably thinking of, where is Nocturne? Ice Cavern is, I believe, one of the few song checks we don't know of. We also don't know the Requiem song check. That could easily just be very easily locking that right there. Yep. We could already have access to the entirety of Shadow Temple and Spirit Temple right now at only an hour and a half in.
Barrel is picking up the Minuet check, which was Sun Song, and now he's going to pick up the Bolero check, which is Requiem of Spirit. So he's going to chain these songs together as an adult, get all the songs going. Catz, I'm not sure. I mean, I would think that, to me as a runner, sometimes I get a little too, I guess, like obsessed with figuring out where Nocturne is to the detriment of some of my other checks. So it's interesting to me to watch these runners, both of them with the ability to go and play Requiem of Spirit and get that check out of the way and see if it's Nocturne, aren't doing that. They're choosing to do some more overworld checks real quick.
Yeah, and chasing songs is usually important anyway, even if it isn't like the one you're looking for. Basically every song on the game has some use, right? I believe the only two that make no logical difference are Serenade and Prelude of Light.
I believe so, yeah.
But right now, they both need Nocturne. We don't know where that is. In fact, besides Nocturne, I think the only thing we're missing for no mode is Long Shot.
Yeah,
because we have all the, we know where all the items are for Spirit and Shadow Temple. Even though, yes, MikeKatz is still missing Silver Gauntlets. We just don't know where Nocturne is. We don't know where Long Shot is for Water Temple. And that's the seed right there.
Yeah.
We're only an hour and a half in.
I was just about to say, we're an hour and a half in. Catz has 7 hearts. Barrel has 9. So this has been a very, very friendly seed.
Yeah.
And both of the items that each player is missing that the other has, meaning Silver Gauntlets for Barrel, that MikeKatz is probably looking for, and Magic that MikeKatz has that Barrel's looking for. Yeah. Both of those have really simple hints, or not hints, checks. Barrel skipped the chest in Deku and thinks he got it, and that's where Magic was. Catz just hasn't gone through the Lost Woods with explosives yet.
Yeah, and again, we still don't know where the second magic meter is. He could still run into it. It might not be the end of the seed.
Yep. Oh yeah, this definitely is not over. It could be a huge misstep by Barrel if the second magic is locked away somewhere else.
Behind magic,
but it may not come back to bite him.
Yeah.
Yep. There are a lot of checks on the way through dungeons he can do. Spirit Temple and what other check? Well, let's see. It's Spirit Temple and I guess it's just Spirit Temple actually.
Well, Spirit Temple and Shadow once we find Nocturne. He did not like getting that Serenade there at all. He's really just wondering what to do now. I'd imagine, I mean, Lost Woods is still there. He hasn't gone through it. He has a Minuet. He could go back and get that now if he knew it was there.
I am kind of surprised, that he hasn't gone back through there. He was there with Bolero.
Yeah. We're finally going to see what the Requiem song check is, though. We're going to see this fairy out here. And probably the whole temple, because Barrel has the means to full clear it. He doesn't have magic meter, but he can get the any fire magic checks as a child just with the means of Deku 6 alone. MikeKatz realizing he forgot this one grotto out here. And
the finally of Destiny.
I don't believe it had anything. Conquer Citadel Horde's teleportation. We are going to miss Pharaoh's Wind the entire seed from here on out.
Pharaoh's Wind for these runners. So one of the, I think in a way it's underrated because sometimes when you have Pharaoh's Wind, you don't have the magic to use it. And other times when you have magic, you don't have Pharaoh's Wind. And there's Nocturne. So a big sigh of relief for Barrel.
All we need now is Long Shot, and we are in no mode for this seed. Again, at an hour and a half in. But just like any other seed, that one item could elude you for 2 hours.
Yeah. And both of these items have another, progression out there. There is a second magic out there for Barrel. There is another strength upgrade out there for Catz. So it kind of is becoming one of those.
Chat's reminding us Shadow is Way of the Hero. That's where Long Shot has to be.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
We already have both tunics, so they can't be in the pool. It has to be Long Shot. So as soon as Catz goes for that Requiem check, he'll basically have everything except silvers. Even if he goes there before he gets silvers.
It will be interesting to see whether or not he finds silver somewhere, or his silver somewhere, if there's another progressive strength up. Okay, so it looks like he's going to make it through, yes.
Yeah, the only question is he going to go for Forest Temple here, or is he going to do Lost Woods? I would say probably Lost Woods, knowing where, knowing now where the bomb bag was, it might... Yeah, he's going to do that first. It probably makes sense to check these first before going for the temple. These were more like Sphere 1 on his part. He could just get them now. Really easily. Yeah. He's going to find silvers. He's probably going to go straight to Spirit Temple after that. Not even bothering with Forest.
Yep. Oh, yeah. And yeah, we did not... I was not paying attention in regards to the fact that Longshot was in Shadow Temple. I think I had read it earlier in the back of my head and was like, yeah, no, I know Longshot's in Shadow. It's the only thing that's left there. But I just never like voiced it and never even really like my brain never was like, that's what it definitely is. But that's it makes total sense. Yeah, that's what chat's for. But it makes total sense. Like in regards to no mode, like
oh my. Mike finding out that the mirror shield does not actually reflect the Deku nuts from the scrubs.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, the hammer does work to knock him out of the ground, so he has that. The hook shot can work. Just about anything can take care of that. He's only getting the one grotto, backtracking for the Wolfos. Okay. I believe the Silver Gauntlets were on the one in front of Goron City Wharf, though. So hopefully he'll grab that for Forest Temple.
Also, neither of these runners know what we know in regards to Longshot being in Shadow Temple, because both runners are two items away from Go mode. Barrel needs Magic and Longshot. Catz needs Silver Gauntlets or a Strength upgrade in Longshot. So they may not know that only,
Actually, think, no.
One of those items is in Shadow. Oh, no, I know, but the runners don't.
No, Barrel does, because Shadow Temple is magic meter locked. You have to get a magic meter to get in the temple. So he knows, and MikeKatz is about to realize it if he's thinking about the hints. But, yeah.
Well, MikeKatz will realize it in about 10 seconds here.
Yeah, he's going to find Silver Gauntlets. If he remembers the Shadow Temple hint, which he probably does, he'll immediately go to Spirits, finish that, grab the song, do Nocturne, do Shadow, and then do Water. And the seed is basically done at this point.
Yeah, the only thing that can really, the only thing I can think of, and I don't know why this would happen, would be if Lens of Truth is the only... Actually, this is the only thing that can really make this any longer, because MikeKatz is essentially in Go mode. Would be a Lens of Truth in Shadow Temple, which leads to the long shot on the treasure chest minigame.
Yeah, or like any other item, like Boomerang, like Chad is saying. Boomerang could easily lead into Jabu. It could easily lead to Epona, into Horseback Archery. But we have a direction here, right?
Yes.
The last item the next new item in our acquired chain is in Shadow Temple. Guaranteed.
Yep, and Barrel will be running into trouble on the off chance that one of, looks like he's got 2 keys, and if he saves scums, he'll be fine. But if the boss key is locked behind one of the magical checks, or magical fire checks, or as a child, you can get those with just Deku sticks. But if, boss key's locked, never mind, it's right there.
There it is.
So he's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Basically, he's just got to find a random magic somewhere.
Oh, is he doing the? He's doing the statue strat.
The statue trick.
He's a little desperate right now for Magic Meter, not knowing he missed it.
Barrel and Barrel's the racer who's very aggressive, as I think I said earlier. So he's one of the racers who will know, I probably missed magic somewhere. So let me see if this is, if this will be the second magic, if it's magic lock type of move.
He didn't get Skull Mask, did he? Not that it has anything good, but he didn't get it. So a little point to note. Like you said, Barrel is a very aggressive runner as far as getting checks. He'll skip those shorter, those longer checks. He didn't skip memory gain, this seed, whatever. But he's going to skip things that are out of the way. He's going to go for probably more important stuff. That's the reason he actually lost the read against Bloody Biscuits, because Bloody went for that Skull Mask. He got what item was it? Whatever it was that was required. It was like a bow or a bomb bag or something.
Yeah, I think it was. I don't remember. I want to say bow, but I really don't remember. I would not I wouldn't put a lot of money on that. Oh, it was bomb bag?
Bomb bag in that seed, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Barrel also hasn't done chickens. Did MikeKatz do chickens? Andrew's chickens? He did, yes. And that was nothing, if I remember correctly.
It was a scale. It was silver scale.
That's right. It was a silver scale. All right. Which led to...
I was thinking of bow because that was actually MikeKatz's seed, where the first logical bow, I think, was on Skull Mask.
Yep. All right, so let's see if this pays off for Barrel. He gets both of the torches lit, and he'll be jumping down and checking.
Yeah, right now, I mean, really, unless Barrel runs into a magic meter to seed, I hate to say it at only an hour and a half in, but it's probably over. I don't like to be pessimistic, but the magic meter is Barrel's saving grace right now. If he finds one somewhere else besides Deku Tree, he's going to push the statue from the top ledge onto that switch.
I mean, both runners have almost exactly the same number of items, except for Barrel does not have magic and Catz does, which isn't going to be a huge deal in the Spirit Temple right now, but the next dungeon that they are going to be heading toward, you know, Catz just goes straight through Shadow, but Barrel can't even get in. So it's that'll be a huge deficit to make up, and I don't see, and there's nothing really in Catz's way to trip him up.
I was about to say, I wonder what Barrel's doing. He doesn't have magic meter to get this chest, but he doesn't need magic meter to get through the room and fight the boss, the mini boss, Iron Knuckle. He's gonna mess up on this chest unless he comes back here as child. What's he doing? Is there actually a way to get this chest with just arrows? I don't believe there is.
No, I think I tried once, and the angle's really off and wonky, and you have to do it quickly. I think
Chat says there is.
But
ATZ says there is. It's possible.
That's right. If ATZ says it is, then it must be. But yeah, I think it's kind of like an easier fire arrows entrance to Shadow Temple.
Well, it's like he's going to go for it. He's collecting the silver rupees to turn on the first torch. So he is actually going to skip the magic requirement for this dungeon as an adult. Very nice by him. He seems to know the strat. He's going for it. I'm seeing it for the first time, so it'll be very nice to watch.
Yeah, I think I'd kind of half tried it, but didn't actually do it. Because I was the angle in regards to shooting the torches from the lit one was a bit off, and I didn't know how to fix that. But it looks like there is, as we see Barrel doing, a way to do that with one of the blocks.
Oh yeah, and if you've ever I see, I'm gonna say it because we already have dens, but if you've ever tried entering Shadow Temple with just fire arrows, you know how weird the hitboxes can be with trying to light torches with just arrows sometimes. It is really weird. You have to stand far enough back from the torch you're trying to lit. It's not a problem in this room, but it can still present a problem if you don't know this setup. Barrel obviously does because he's going for it. He's still desperate to find magic meter. If he's put 2 and 2 together saying, okay, the way of the hero for Shadow Temple has to lead to long shot, then, well, I mean, what's even left, really? I had to find magic meter. Where is magic meter? Okay, let's try to find something. Full clear Spirit Temple as adult. Even without it. Do all the tricks. He has to relight torches because he's a little slow on these. But he'll get them.
Yep, he's got 2.
Oh,
I think he's too far to the right.
Oh, Barrel. He's burning through that quiver, though. He's already half out. Ugh. Come on, Barrel.
Oh, I'm actually surprised that didn't work.
Yeah, if you're rooting for Barrel, you need him to find a magic meter right now.
Yeah, if you're to be honest, if you're also rooting for a quick race, you're rooting for Barrel to find magic, because otherwise this is going to turn into a oh no. Oh no, and the first one, and yeah, that's the problem with this strat, is it's just...
He's down to 3 arrows too. He has to nail this really quickly. No, it's done.
Oh, he's giving up.
He's gonna have to give it up.
Well, that's unfortunate. And Catz, by the way, Catz has figured it out. He has put 2 and 2 together based on the hints. He knows that Longshot must be in Shadow Temple. He's skipped a bunch of checks. He's going straight to the boss of the Spirit Temple Twin Road.
Yep, the boss key and all 3 small keys were available as adult very easily.
Yep. OOT has Opponent's Song. So we are in go mode, or no mode, and MikeKatz is essentially in go mode. Barrel, poor Barrel.
Barrel needs a magic meter. He needs that magic meter so badly.
I mean, yeah, he's fallen further and further behind. If Barrel doesn't find magic meter, I mean, at this point, there's it's hard. I hate calling it, but yeah, if he doesn't find magic meter in this dungeon, and even if he does, he's going to be...
Yeah, he's behind already. If he's put 2 and 2 together for the long shot hints, he's still several checks behind here. in Spirit Temple. Catz is about to finish it now. Getting to the boss, finish off the Bootaroo the Iron Knuckle, and about to fight Twinrova.
Yep.
Also,
Catz,
we could easily, again, the second magic meter tends to pop up in Shadow Temple very strangely. He could just run into it and we immediately know, yeah, Barrel can't even finish the seed if he doesn't go back to Decatry. Sad to see, but that looks like what we have here.
We believe that Barrel just like for whatever reason he just missed it. He marked it on his tracker. He just never hit that chest.
Yeah. Yeah, Barrel is using one of the trackers that keeps track of the number of chests in the dungeons, and he clicked all of them for Decatry. It's down to 0 right now. He thinks he got everything in there.
Yeah, if Barrel had remembered that, if he had gotten that chest, he probably would have a solid 2-3 minute lead, and it would have been interesting to see what would have happened. And instead, MikeKatz is just going to keep pulling away at a breakneck speed.
Yeah, because remember, Barrel was the one that first found the bomb bag. He first found the silver gauntlets. He had a decent item lead minus that magic meter. He could have easily been the winner of this seed, but that one check could knock him out of loser's bracket at this point.
Yeah, and this is losers round 2. So loser of this does go home. Winner will advance, and the winner actually will either face Marco or the let me rephrase that. Glitchy versus Juke in round 2 of the winner's bracket. That loser will play Marco, and then the winner of that game will play whoever loses here or wins here. Sorry,
wins here. Yeah. Yeah,
it's actually the loser that goes on. The winner gets to stop this madness.
Yeah, no, in loser's bracket, the loser goes on, right?
Yeah. So MikeKatz, just with the Master Sword going for the one single cycle on Twinrova. Pretty easy, consistent to do. One of the easier bosses to get that one cycle with the Master Sword.
Yeah.
And
all you have to do is just button mash. It's an easy one cycle, especially if you start on the platform and you know to start on the platform. You have all the time in the world to hit Twinrova's second form. Very fast boss. I mean, I say very fast. The first phase can mess you up with flight pattern RNG, but it's not hard.
Yeah, finding the whole hookshot thing for Kome and Kotake was like mind blowing for me. I was like, oh, this makes this fight so much easier.
Yeah, because the first time, like even if you don't look up any speed strats, the first time you think, oh hey, I can hookshot on top of this platform to get to the top. I don't have to climb. Well, a good chance the witches are like right in line there, and you're going to see them spinning in place. We have a second scale here. First on Anju, second in Spirit Temple. So, I mean, nothing really good was gotten from the silver scale. I believe it was just a heart piece at Lake Hylia in that bottle.
Yeah, all it really did for Mike was give him like in logic access. It actually gave him access to, or would have if he hadn't found the bomb bag, which he did, I think, right after that. But it gave him access through Lake Hylia.
Yeah. And unlike Spirit Temple, Mike is going to have to check most everything in Shadow Temple. Might run into a second magic meter here. So, better chance we'll see it if it is here. The mini boss on the adult side just holding arrows. Nothing good. I believe it's a Bloopy on the other side. So, yeah. Still nothing for Barrel.
And Chad is pointing out, and yes, there is a chance that
it does
not see something weird. Yeah. We could see something weird like Boomerang or Lens of Truth that leads to the long shot because of where the hero hints, but it's more likely that it is just the long shot.
Yeah, at this point, there really isn't a whole lot missing that we don't have. We don't have the bigger on trading sequence, but we know that item check is dead. We know fire arrows are on Pose. We know Pharaoh's Wind is in Ganon's Castle, but like none of that means anything for logic. They have a bottle. The only thing that really could mean anything at this point, is Lens or Boomerang.
Yeah, and just it's not going to help Barrel much because both of those are still relatively straightforward. I mean, Boomerang just points to Jabu Jabu, and Lens just points to Treasure Chest minigame.
Yeah, And if it's pointing to Jabu Jabu, there's every chance it still could be an all dungeon C. We might have a race here. Well, I don't know. There's still just such a time lead.
It's such a huge lead, and Barrel would have to find his magic, get through the Shadow Temple, and find out that it's whatever it is. It's not as simple as just, oh, here's the long shot. It's just so unlikely to happen. And Barrel's going back to try the torch strat with the arrows.
Yeah, he's desperate to find that magic meter. He doesn't want to have to come back as child. If he knocks it out now, then, I mean, that's time saved right there. In his mind, it's especially time saved. He doesn't have to come back that maybe Mike would if he doesn't know the strat.
Yeah, and again, it's not like, I mean, Barrel hasn't done Skull Mask, hasn't done Andrew's Chickens, but it's not it's not an actually, he didn't make the choice to skip the chest in Deku that had magic in it. It just happened to be something he seemingly autopiloted through.
Yeah. And it happens on the best and worst runners alike. It just happens sometimes. It's
you know what?
when it does.
I think Barrel got key locked actually, which is why he had to return there.
Oh yeah, he did. Because he did go all the way to that child side mini boss. He needed the small key just to finish. Wow. To be fair, he got an arrow refill off that mini boss. So that pointed him right back to that torch.
Yeah.
And here it goes. Gonna go upwards to the top of Spirit Temple. Only, I believe, 2 checks left for him here. Oh, sorry, 3. We got the boss key chest, the topmost sun, and then Twin Rova itself.
Yes.
No long shot, so we can't skip to the very top of the wall.
And we also don't know what those are because MikeKatz skipped them all. Because he already knew that he had everything. So they will be new checks for us, so they could conceivably be magic.
Absolutely. I was about to say earlier, like, maybe Barrel has in the back of his mind, oh, this might still be an all dungeon seed, right? I don't actually need magic to do any of the stone dungeons. Maybe it's locked in there. Maybe it's locked behind opponent's song. Actually, he didn't get the opponent hint, did he? So maybe he's thinking the song I get off Rock Arena could still lock magic. There's any number of possibilities in front of him right now. If he thinks he cleared Deku Tree.
Yeah, like if he thinks Saria could possibly be on Ocarina of Time, Darunia or Skull Kid could have magic he could be thinking. I mean, it still could too. It's just that that's not the first magic that you could get.
Yeah. MikeKatz cleared in the first area of Shadow. Does not have the long shot yet. Doesn't have Boomerang. Doesn't have Lens of Truth. There's another bow upgrade there for Barrel. I believe he has all 3 now with a max of 50 arrows.
And he's down to 1 single final check in Spirit.
Yeah. And the thing is, even if he does find Magic Meter somewhere else, that Mike has such a lead right now. Spirit Temple is done. He's like a third of the way through Shadow. He knows that the last item he needs is in here, or a way to that long shot. Even if Barrel finds magic, I'm not even sure if there's a way back in this for him.
Yeah, I mean, MikeKatz is in boss rush mode. He's just doing the dungeons as quickly as he can. He's killing the bosses as quickly as he can. He doesn't have to worry too much, as long as, of course, the way the hero hint for Shadow Temple is correct, which there's no reason it shouldn't be in regards to where the long shot is. He doesn't have to worry about doing any checks outside of temples, dungeons.
Yeah, and it's not like, I mean, even with the lens logic turned on, oh, there it is. There's long shot. He's in full go mode now.
He still does have to check pretty much all of the chests because it is a linear dungeon.
Yeah.
He does need all of the keys.
Still needs all the small keys. I don't know if he found the boss key yet, but there's long shot. It's the last item he needs.
Yep. So there is no long convoluted way of the hero in regards to the boomerang or the lens of truth. It is just, here's the long shot. Go kill Morpha. Have fun.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not meant as some sort of, I hate to do this because it kind of takes away any of the excitement. This really is MikeKatz's race to lose. Like he has to mess up majorly. And that's even if Barrel finds, say, magic on Twin Rova's Heart Piece coming up here.
Yeah. And even like for Water Temple, right? He has Song of Time. It's not a potential lock on that for the River Chest. He has everything he needs. Everything he might need.
Do you happen to know? Does anyone actually in chat maybe know what the fastest time so far in the tournament has been? Because this is looking like
this is looking like it.
I mean, this is. I would be surprised if Mike Katz does not finish sub 2:30.
There's boss key.
Yep.
Yeah, we're in go mode at an hour 50. That's. I don't know if I've seen it that. Okay, record at a 2:35, and time left on this dungeon. Time left to do Water Temple. I think we are about to break that record, just for the bracket stage.
There was ATZ at a 2:29 in qualifier 2. Forever a Bone says 2:17 during the weekly. Weekly was fastest. I don't remember I remember ATZ's 2:29. I don't remember the 2:17, but so this could be one of our fastest ever rando times.
Yeah, times in the 2-hour range those are the best seeds you usually see. Like personally, my fastest seed I've ever gotten was a 2:30, and we're running into what looks like another one right here.
Yeah.
It really just depends on the seed, and again, Barrel could be right there with Mike Katz. This could have been a very close race if he didn't skip that. Just imagine what it would be.
Very unfortunate.
And a different timeline, Barrel gets that magic meter, and he's ahead of Mike right now. He had the bomb bag first. He has Silver Gauntlets first. It was finding Silver Gauntlets that told Mike, don't do Forest Temple, go to Spirit right now. And now he's in go mode.
Yeah, I would like to say, and Barrel is a very intelligent player too, but Mike Katz, as soon as he was in Spirit Temple, knew, or as soon as he basically had Silver Gauntlets, he basically knew, I'm in go mode because something for long shot is in Spirit, or is in Shadow Temple, whether it's long shot or something else. I don't need to open all the keys in Spirit. If he had made that, Mike Katz still makes that play, but Barrel doesn't realize it until he gets to Shadow Temple, then it's still a very close race. But Mike Katz maybe takes a bit of a lead if that happens.
Yeah.
But,
also, kind of think about this from Mike's point of view, right? Like he used all those bomb chews. Remember early game, he ran out. I guess it was he came out of Dodongo's Cavern with 1, and I forget where he used that last one. No, it was to warp back to Lost Woods to get Minuet. So he ran out of bomb shoes, and then he sees that bomb bag later on. Oh crap! Barrel got this way before I did. I could actually be behind right now. I might be in go mode at an hour 50, but I could still lose this race.
Yeah,
he doesn't know that.
Yeah, it is always one of those things where you're like, this is such a great seed that if you efficiently got everything, you're moving so fast. And like you said, he may be thinking that, there's a chance Barrel's ahead of me with how everything.
Yeah, he's playing for absolute speed right here. He doesn't know how far ahead he really is. But he has a pretty decisive lead right now. Hitting the second row of hearts. Right in the Shadow Temple. We still haven't seen the second magic meter, and I'd be interested to see the spoiler log to see where that was. If it's somewhere kind of out of the way, maybe Barrel would have run to it, maybe not. I believe this is the first time we're seeing this fairy fountain too. And he's probably going to reverse into GTG, I'd expect. So
he has no ability. I mean, the only thing he could do with a medallion dungeon would be dipping into Water Temple. But I don't. Oh, maybe that's what he's going to do.
Nope, we got Shadow. Well, not Shadow. He doesn't have magic meter, but he's going back to Kakariko Graveyard or something.
I'm trying to think what he can check in Kakariko as an adult, like what he's warping here for. Probably Skulls. Did he? I don't think he did Bow Minigame.
No, I don't think so. House of Dead's the way of the hero is once again reminding him the long shot is probably in there.
Yep. And he knows that magic can't, and like everyone has pointed out, he knows magic can't be in there, so it's got to be, magic's got to be somewhere else. Mike Katz making it to the boat.
Now, I got to remind myself, Mike Katz was seed number 15 in this tournament. The upsets are seriously real right now. To see Barrel number 4, I believe, fall into the losers bracket and now getting knocked out by yet another upset. Well, anything can happen for the rest of this bracket. This is going to be ridiculous by the time I get to the end.
Yeah, and I always like to talk about how these seeds are really not like, and I was mistaken because we saw both of these players get knocked off, but I always thought that like other than maybe ATZ and Rikaru, all of these matches were going to be close. Like I didn't think that seeds were that like the seeds that everyone was on was that big of a difference. Like it wasn't, it's not the normal seeding that you see in like the NCAA tournament or anything as Catz is doing a little dance.
Yeah, backflipping, having fun on that boat there.
Yeah, but like you don't, you're not actually seeing like, a huge college like Duke play a mid-major college that, has like, I don't know, 1/100th of their student body / funding. These are all really good top level players. So even the 116 matchup, which was an upset, it's not, they're not that far apart.
Oh yeah, no, not at all. Yeah. Finally, checking skulls. I don't think this is the first time we've seen 10 skulls.
No,
he might be up to
10
20 by now. No, he's just leaving.
Yeah. No, my Barrel hasn't been collecting a lot of skulls.
MikeKatz on the wrong end of a redead right now.
Oh. Okay, and he gets out. I've seen every once in a while you get those situations where the redead just like locks you in, like you get turned around and you're like slashing thinking you're facing him and you're not, and then he grabs you and then he turns, it's just a total over and over again. He just keeps on.
It's the worst when that accidentally happens in Kakariko, right? That redead grotto or the Sun Song Grave.
Yep.
Just like accidentally triggering the redead, accidentally getting eaten by it. Oh wow, I'm only at 3 hearts. Oh wait, I'm dead.
Yeah. I was, by the way, I don't remember what if it was one of the last weeklies or one of these tournament races I watched, but you always in that redead grotto in Kakariko, you always go left because for some reason they won't freeze you if you go left.
No, yeah, okay. It's because the redead on the left, whenever you see one like that that's kind of like crouched down, he cannot immediately stun you. He has to stand up and then he screams at you and stuns you. That's why you always go for the one on the left first. And then once one redead dies, any other redead on screen will walk towards that harmlessly. Then you can just freely kill it. And MikeKatz falling off the edge here. Okay. Wondering if he was trying to do something special there. Or he just walked a little too far forward accidentally. Yeah, he can make mistakes, though. He has time to kill, for sure.
Oh, he's skipping the... That's interesting. He's skipping the cutscene.
Yeah,
so
I didn't know you could do
wonder,
that.
I don't. Maybe he doesn't feel he's behind, but he definitely might feel like he's. It's a race.
I mean, I'm still thinking he thinks he's behind. With he still has the whole water temple in front of him because of that long shot, because of where it was. But I still am kind of thinking, yeah, Barrel probably found this first. He's aggressive. He might, use bomb chews up mostly in Dodongo's cavern. There's every chance he found that bomb back before I did, right?
Yep.
He could be way ahead. The Silver Gauntlets were bomb locked. He could have done Spirit Temple way before him.
Yeah, not to mention getting early bombs would have made you made the Goron pot so much easier, which is where Hookshot was.
Yep.
So, yeah, everything kind of, like you said, like kind of does point to that Catz could be behind, or it definitely could feel like he's behind.
Yeah, neither of these runners has any kind of a concept what the lead or loss is right now for either one.
Yeah.
It's quite ridiculous. Because Barrel, if... I don't know, like... Some runners like to keep playing until they finish the seed. Some like to just forfeit when they lose. Barrel could keep playing until he finishes and be at like the 4-hour mark. Where is my magic meter? Yep. Why can't I enter Shadow Temple? That's what this seed is going to look like. He's going to wonder where it is and maybe just forfeit anyway.
It's unlikely that we will see Bongo's heart, which could be magic, but it didn't seem like... I think we saw almost every other check. I think we did see every other check in Shadow, and the magic was not there.
Yeah, so... he went all the way through the last 3 checks on that side. He killed the Ford Master. He did the trash compactor room. That is all the checks in Shadow Temple except the heart.
Yeah. And Barrel did, again, Barrel hasn't done Skull Mask. He hasn't done Andrew's Chickens in Kakariko. Yeah. He hasn't done the 2 Gerudo Valley. Like, there are a lot of, and he must realize at least now that like magic was supposed to be somewhere.
Possibly.
I think, based upon how the seed's kind of gone. So I wonder how much he's kind of panicking about, where are these checks? Where are these checks? And it's really unfortunate that it was right there in front of him. And he just kind of spaced and autopiloted and skipped the chest to Deku.
He might also be thinking, again, just there's still a lot available in this game. Neither of these runners have checked. We're only 2 hours in. At least half the stuff in the game is not touched. GTG hasn't been touched. We haven't seen Ice Cavern yet, even though the letter was one of the first things we got, right?
Yes.
There's
Also,
so much left that anything could have the magic meter as far as Barrel is concerned. It's not in Deku Tree.
Touched either.
Yeah.
So yeah, there are so many. Yes, Stone Fire. There are so many checks left that he could go to, and as chat mentioned, he's not rechecking. He's not going to go back into Deku because he thinks he did it all. So he's not going to go back into Deku Tree until, I don't know if he ever will, based upon, how long.
Oh, we got a validation penny. Penny?
If it makes him feel any better, he does. He got his run is validated. MikeKatz is not.
Yeah. It will be validated if he gets that chest, though. MikeKatz, go for the compass chest first, underwater. Having to deal with the stingers, but, he still gets the check.
Magic was in Deku Tree in the compass chest, and we kind of skipped it, not skipped it, but missed it. But Barrel went in that room, did one check, and then went out. Did not get the magic check.
Yeah. Something I've done myself, and it does bite you.
Oof, Barrel almost missed that.
Almost.
But, Barrel's just kind of... I don't know. I've been in these situations a lot because it's the type of runner that I happen to be, which is not very good.
Same here.
We're getting into these situations where I'm like floundering. Where's this last item? Where's this last item? I know it's somewhere. So I kind of know how I kind of feel like I know how he feels, at least to a certain degree. Magic is the one thing keeping him from go mode.
Yeah. And again, anyone who's played this game long enough knows that when you miss a chest, Barrel will finally realize he did, you're never going to miss that again. He's always going to get the compass chest, probably first when he enters that room from now on. He's not going to get that little vanilla recovery heart chest. He's going to go for the compass. And if it happens to be important, he gets it.
Yeah, I'm actually kind of surprised that he goes for that chest first and doesn't, because I always have gone for the compass chest.
Oh yeah, same here.
I don't really.
It doesn't really make much of a difference though, because you're gonna be jumping from whichever chest you get first, back up those vines, back to the switch. It's always a matter of preference, right? This could easily change that preference.
Yeah, I always turn back around after I open that compass chest, and as I jump off of that little platform, or not the platform where the compass chest is, that's when the platforms start going down, and I'm always like, if only I was a couple of frames faster, maybe I could do it in one cycle. Yeah. And I know it's probably not possible.
Probably not possible in this rule set. Who knows? There might be a way to get from one to the other. This game is so broken. There's gotta be a way, right?
Yep.
It's a fun game, though. Man, guys, Ocarina of Time is a fun game. Can we realize it's a fun game? Yep. Barrel might not be having the most fun right now without that magic meter, but it's a fun game.
He's gonna check the Tektite Grotto, which I believe MikeKatz checked earlier and wound up being nothing.
Yeah.
And MikeKatz is using his hover boots in Water Temple to make the Water Temple go from being the most annoying dungeon in the entire game to being, hey, this isn't that.
Yeah. Still no boss key yet. He's still looking, and if he thinks he's behind, like I suspect he does, he's really hoping for that boss key early. But I mean, even when you think you're behind, a seed like this has to feel good. Win or loss. This is ridiculous. It's going to be sub 230 at this rate. The rest of Water Temple, it's not the fastest dungeon, but it's not going to take 20 minutes from here.
I mean, the only way that this is not a sub 230, and it'll be close, is if he full clears in the last check he checks, which is that Dragon Mouth room is where the boss key is. That's the only way I see this even coming close to not being a sub 230. And even then, like you said, it's not going to take, if he takes 6 minutes to get to Ganon's castle, kill Ganon, all that stuff, then he's got, 15, 20 minutes to do this dungeon, and that's not going to take that long.
Oh, no. Gonna check the vanilla boss key chest. Probably say it's coming those keys, even though he had plenty of extra.
Yeah.
Well, one extra.
Barrel is doing these single checks. He's going back to check the bottle in Lake Hylia as a kid.
He's probably going up Gerudo Valley as well. Gonna find that sword, then come back for child fishing.
Yep.
He's running out of Sphere Zero. He has Sphere Zero left, which is a little surprising this far in the race. You don't go for that stuff if you're just missing a few items. Those really important checks are probably what's going to have what you need.
What's crazy is that this seed played to Barrel's strengths. This seed had everything in checks essentially that were in his path.
Yeah.
You know, that he went and checked. Like a lot of the stuff that he skipped, Andrew's Chicken Skull Mask.
Yeah. Nothing important on any of that.
Yeah. Did he also skip like Dampe Gravedigging Tour?
I don't remember, but I don't think anything was there.
No, yeah. I think MikeKatz got it, but Barrel didn't. So like a lot of the checks that Barrel is, you know, again, we've talked about it. He's a very aggressive runner. A lot of the checks that he skipped to keep moving forward through the seed aren't coming back to bite him. It's so unfortunate that it was just that one little mental lap.
Chad's asking if they hadn't put off Mido House, could the seed be sub 2? I would guess not.
No,
but just because of what specifically was there, right? It was a bow, it was iron boots, it was a Goron trick. That's not going to help you really progression or routing wise for a while. But there's the boss key.
Yeah,
we got it. He's going straight for that Morpha boss.
Yeah, this could very much challenge for the fastest seed we've pretty much had in a qualifier tournament or weekly. There's an outside chance that he beats that 217.
It's gonna be tight. I don't know exactly how. Oh, there he is. He found that opponent's song on Ocarina.
Yeah.
So now he thinks, could this really be a horseback archery seed? Should I go to training grounds? Maybe should I reverse Wasteland, see what's there?
Is he gonna dip into Jabu Jabu?
If I were Barrel right now, I'd be a little desperate. You have 2 items for go mode. You need Magic Meter. You need Long Shot. Dipping Jabu might be the answer, even if it's a stone. ATC is nervous. Oh no.
Yeah. No, yeah, 217 isn't actually going to happen here.
ATC, this just gives you something new to shoot for, right? Find a good seat and beat whatever time Mike gets here, if it's better than yours.
I mean, let's see. Morpha kill. If it takes him, he doesn't have bigger on sword though. So
yeah, no, we don't know where that is yet either, do we?
We do not. What's funny is actually, I'm beginning to think I will post this hot take. If they had gone to Mido's house, their times would actually be slower.
Oh yeah. Well, okay, they both went back anyway, so yeah, probably not. If they skipped entirely, I mean, hover boost was required. So iron boost was required. I mean, hover boost was too, but iron boost was in Mido's house. Where did the boss key end up being? I completely missed it. I just saw MikeKatz pick it up. If it was anything but that
I saw it. It was the push.
Yeah. Okay, so we didn't even need iron boots, right? We know where both scales are. He could have just gotten that.
Yeah. But I the reason why I think that is because of the bow. I think that the bow may have thrown them off a little bit and may have pushed them towards Forest Temple as a check and may have slowed them down at some point.
Well, even then, neither of them have gone into Forest Temple yet.
Well, right, but a lot of their opportunities to, I think, if I remember correctly, and I could be wrong, but a lot of their opportunities to think about going into Forest was without a bow early on, especially like MikeKatz. If MikeKatz was looking for a bomb bag and he had bow and hookshot and that Goron bracelet, he may have thought, hey, I need to go into Forest Temple to find my bomb bag.
Yeah. And Mike getting his last medallion now. He is on his way to Ganon. Barrel's still missing 2 big items for each of his last medallions.
He is going to grab the 2 Gerudo Valley checks.
He's going to find Kokiri's sword on that box heart piece, I believe.
Yes. Oh, yeah. And anyone joining us, MikeKatz is in go mode, meaning he has completed all of the medallion dungeons. He has light arrows. He has magic. He has everything he needs to beat Ganon. So he is on his way to beating Ganon. Barrel, meanwhile, needs magic, and that's it. But he's doing there very far behind.
Oh, he's emptying his bottle to use it against Ganondorf. That's what he's doing. Rest in peace, fish. Yeah, there you go. Find that Kokiri sword right there.
Barrel's like, oh, you missed the chicken.
I wasn't thorough. Does child fishing have something? Oh, crap.
Yep. There is a jump slash here that looks like Barrel is setting up for.
Yeah.
Yep, and it looks like he got... Yes, he got it. So I didn't know that was a thing until I saw... who'd I see do it? I don't remember now. It was another qualifier or tournament I commentated. They did that jump slash after they lost the chicken.
And you always learn a lot watching these top runners, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like how not to skip the compass chest and Deku tree, for example. But yeah, plenty of tricks like that. You just pick up. You add it into your skill set. You learn how to side hop past the guards and the castle garden. You learn. I don't know what else have I seen this scene. I remember seeing something new. I already forgot what it was. Like that side hop on the river, right? You target the like that was first for you. You target the bean salesman on the other side of the fence. Side hop, jump slash. You don't have to cross the river. You just easily get past the fence that way.
Yep.
Little stuff like that you pick up. It's nice.
Yeah. It is really incredible how many, like you said, like little things there are in this game and in this, that you can pick up really quite quickly, and add to your own repertoire of movesets, races, which is pretty fun. MikeKatz making his way through to the Stalfos, so almost to Ganon. He'll probably check the validation chest, I would assume. Meanwhile, Barrel is going to do child fishing because he is on the hunt for...
Oh, he's going to skip it. No, Mike, don't do it. Yeah.
Oh, no way.
He doesn't know how far in the lead he is. He doesn't want to get it.
Mike's probably like, we are probably neck and neck racing up Ganon's tower together.
Not validated.
Well, he did get the... Oh, no, wait. Barrel's the one with the validation.
Yeah, Barrel found the penny. Barrel found that penny, but Mike did not.
I wonder if that was the second magic.
Could have been. Anything in that chest. Something weird. I looked back at Ham SDA's spoiler analysis last night. I saw that validation chest has a 0% chance of having anything required. And I call bullcrap on that, by the way, because I definitely had a very early seed when I started running accessible. Gold gauntlets were in that chest, and then light arrows were in the light trial. So that can be a required chest. It's just very, extremely unlikely. So much so that even the spoiler analysis had it at 0%.
I don't know. I have... ATZ says he said I have seen where light arrows were in the validation chest. I thought that I had read that basically, I thought I had read that nothing could be on that validation chest and light arrows couldn't be on that validation chest. But then, I started to see people be like, "Oh no, I've had necessary items be on that chest. I've had light arrows on validation chest," and I'm like, "Oh, well, it's a good thing that I never ran into a seed like that because I would have been thoroughly stumped."
And also, besides that, the spoiler log that the game generates is kind of weird sometimes with its required items. It can send you towards things that you don't even need logically. It's kind of weird. So I don't know if the spoiler log, the analysis factors that in. Who knows?
No, MikeKatz. Can he one cycle?
Chat debating how to pronounce that name. I believe it is Ham SDA, but I could easily be wrong there.
Oh, I'm not sure.
I don't know here. I always thought it was Hamza, and then I heard a couple of days ago someone corrected it, saying, no, it's Ham SDA.
And there we go. MikeKatz with a nice 2-cycle with the Master Sword on Ganondorf. So we'll be getting to the Ganon fight. Barrel back in Spirit Temple. He's going to get the 2 checks as a kid. So these are brand new. Maybe these will be the second magic.
Still don't know. Yeah, I mean, the second he finds that magic meter, if and when he does, Shadow Temple. Long shot. He is technically in go mode after that point, but he will be so ridiculously far behind.
What's crazy is that if he finds magic in here, he would be easy. I would assume he'd probably be relatively not too close to, but he'd be words are hard. He'd have a pretty easy sub 3. It wouldn't be like 230, but it would be an easy sub 3 if magic's in here. But he's
it's
still
a stupid
lose.
version of hamster. Hamsta. Okay, so now I know. Confirmed by the man himself.
Hamsda.
I forget who I heard. It was one of the bracket commentators that said that though. Ham SCA.
I don't know.
I mean, the English language is weird, right? You can misread anything.
This will be a very interesting after-game interview, post-game interview, post-match interview because of the whole skipping the chest, Mido's house and Kokiri sword chest, as well as the question of where second magic was. And I'm going to feel really bad when we have to tell... Well, maybe Barrel already knows, because there is a 10-minute delay, so who knows if he's forfeited, because Mike Katz has definitely beaten Ganon by now, I would assume. Yeah. I wonder if he knows where he missed magic.
Close to that 217, but no dice. That 20-plus second cutscene right there will prevent it. Close, not quite though. ATZ's record is safe.
Wow, I mean that is still a 218. That is crazy.
A 218 race, yeah. Dang, I was expecting to commentate for like another hour or two. We're already done almost.
That was what I was thinking. I was like, all right, so 6 o'clock is when the race starts. I'll probably be doing this till 9 or 10.
Yeah, GG, we got the 2:18:19.
Pretty good. So that's the best time of the tournament, I believe. And Barrel's seen the finish by Catz, and it looks like he is going to. Yep, he does forfeit. So.
Yep, that'll be it.
So, and Barrel has joined us in the chat. Welcome, Barrel.
Oh, I know where magic is. I'm an idiot.
Oh no, Barrel. I told you, I made the exact same mistake once in a midweek race. Magic was on the same chest and I missed it.
God, I'm an idiot.
We all make mistakes.
It's fitting that I go out of the tournament that way, though.
Yeah.
That's rough.
It really is.
I mean, we noticed when you get down to the basement and we're killing the Deku scrubs, I'm looking, I didn't even look at chat. I looked at your screen and saw no magic and was like, wait, what? And then looked over to chat and they're like, did he skip a check? Did he skip a chest? And I was like, oh, damn, no way. Oh, no. So we were all like speculating about whether or not you were going to run into a second magic.
Hold on. Spoiler log. Where was the other magic meter? We want to know that.
I can tell you. I did have Trezco let me know before he went to sleep because I knew you all would want to know where it was.
Please.
It was in the Forest Temple bow check.
I would have gone there for a long time.
Oh, no.
I would have gone there before Deku Tree again, though. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we were saying. Someone mentioned in chat that you had checked off everything in Deku Tree for checks. Mm-hmm. So we were like, there's no way he goes back in there without like getting to the 5-hour mark and going, what the heck did I skip?
That was unfortunate. I'm just wondering, how close would this race have been if that's what you found? Because you got Bomb Bag way before Mike Katz did. You got Silver Gauntlets way before he did. You could have easily been in go mode.
I felt like I was ahead in Spirit Temple, and then my whole Spirit Temple, I was like, oh, this is horrible. And I felt like I was behind at coming out of Spirit Temple. Boy, was I further behind than I thought. Because
you were I think you were a few minutes ahead of Mike in Spirit Temple. You both were in Spirit Temple at the same time with you a few minutes ahead. It was just that Mike had magic and you did.
Yeah.
Oh, and a welcome to Mike Katz, who's joined us. GG, man. Congratulations on your victory.
Hey, hello. Thank you.
Yeah.
Dude, that Mido's house. How about that Mido's house?
I've never seen anyone purposely skip that Mido's house before. That's certainly new.
That was, I saw Barrel, I saw you do it, and I went, oh, he's skipping Mido's house. He's making the big brain plays. And then I saw Mike do the same thing and was like, oh. So tell us how that came about.
Okay. So me and Ricardo, back in like way back, we skipped Mido's house one time in a seed, and Mido's had nothing. So it's always been kind of a meme with us to do it. And so we were like, if we meet up in this tournament, we got to skip Mido's house. And we were like, but if Mido's house has something, we should put a timer on it. All right, 1 hour after the seed starts, you can check Mido's house. And since I figured I wasn't going to get to meet up with Ricardo to do that, I DM'd Mike Katz. I was like, hey, you want to have some fun with this? And he's a good sport, and he agreed to it.
Well, it certainly made the seat interesting to watch, that's for sure. But
I bet.
I will say I did like how, I don't know if you routed this perfectly on purpose or not, but Barrel, you were standing outside Mido's house at like 59 minutes and 58 seconds.
Yeah, I routed it for
just
that.
waiting to.
I routed it right for that.
Yeah, including the Dodongo's Cavern and everything, just perfectly. I'm wondering though, Mike, was there ever a point where you thought you were behind after you because I saw Barrel got that bomb back way before you did. He saved the bomb shoes after Dodongo's Cavern, went up to the crater and got it. When you found it, did you think you were behind at all?
Yeah, I guess in my mind I was maybe a little bit behind because of that, but I wasn't too worried about it because DC was not in the logic, and I mean, I was sure I was gonna get bombs like eventually, so I wasn't that much worried about that. I was more worried about how I was playing, because I feel like I was playing really bad, like gameplay wise. I don't know, just like sloppiness all around. I was actually more worried about that.
Still with the 218 though.
Yeah, that's
218. You almost matched ATZ's. I think it was a 217 record. He said.
Yeah.
For a weekly seed.
Man, so I get my magic. I win this, I feel.
A very close race. It depends. Mike, you made the big play. Did you? I assume you
Chocolate
knew.
Chest Barrel.
I assumed you knew, Mike. But when you were in Spirit Temple, once you got enough keys in the boss key, you just went straight for the boss. So you knew that long shot was essentially in shadow or something. In shadow led to long shot, right? Based on the hints, way of the hero hints.
Yeah, it was pretty clear, and I just rushed the keys in Spirit. Then I didn't care about any more checks after that.
Yeah.
I was looking at that point magic in Spirit.
Yeah,
because I was going to do the same thing.
The whole time I was half expecting to see that second magic meter in shadow and think, "Oh wow, yeah, there's no way for Barrel." I mean. It's kind of sad to see though on my end. It's my first commentation race, and I was hoping to see something at least a little bit close, but it was still good. Yeah,
no, it was excellent. It was an excellent race. I mean, again, Barrel like 218 is when you had to forfeit. It was super fast.
Wow.
And I will say, Barrel, you may have had a slight lead in if you had gotten magic into Deku trait, like just where you guys were in Spirit shortly after, like. It was within a minute or two. It would have been down to execution and movement, and so it would have been really close.
Yeah, I mean, like all around, like even you both got caught by the guards. A lot of them is things you did early game was matching up a lot. You were in Dodongo's Cavern at the same time. I mean, Barrel ran out of bomb trees later, but a lot of it early game was matching up very nicely.
I ran out of my bomb trees just in time for that bomb bag.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, MikeKatz, you ran out of bomb shoes. I think right after the Dodongo's Cavern, you opened. Was that done on purpose, or was that just a bit of a like, oh crap, I ran out of bomb shoes?
No, yeah, I really was only caring for having one bomb shoe to open Goron City, because one of the routes I do at the start of randos is go adult early and get minuet no matter what. So I was just taking care of that bunch. I didn't really care about the other ones.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
So you didn't save some your bomb trees out of Dodongo's whenever it was empty?
Well, I didn't even bother to save it before. Yeah, and before entering DC, I kind of forgot what it was doing because I had to leave the game for a while because I need to go park the car and do other stuff.
Oh, okay.
No.
Someone in chat asked to ask about that pause that you had and what that was. So I guess it was for to move the car.
Yeah, I had to go do some stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Mike, also another question from the chat. Do you think you would have found the bomb bag earlier if you had the bow from Mido's already?
Yeah, maybe. Like I like to, if I have the option to open those doors, like after talking to the Goron, I go do the crater early most of the time. So yeah, I guess I would have had bombs, but I don't know. I don't feel like they were that useful. I think I used like 5 bombs in the whole run or something. So I don't know. Yeah,
Maybe
I
that
think I
Goron
went-
tunic too, because that was in Mido's house with the bow.
yeah.
That's created right there. But yeah.
Oh.
GG's all.
Yeah, well played. Well played. I did have one more question. I can't remember now what it was. Crap. Oh no. Well, I guess like.
Skipping Mido new strat.
Oh yeah, skip Mido. Everyone skip Mido.
Dude, it's a good
Even-
strat. It's
Even when it has
entertaining.
stuff in it.
Since Monsters is here now, that I'm finally seeing his name. Well was a trap, I believe. Right?
Oh yeah. Well,
Well,
so
totally a trap.
So I'm in well. I was in the coffin room, and it dawned on me: why am I in here? Nothing's gonna be in here. I'm missing like 2 things, and I was just like, do I leave? I should have left.
No.
So
It
when
was-
TT made Mike move his car to save his world record, I guess.
It was one of those seeds where, yeah, bottom of the well was empty. Ice Caverns didn't have anything. GTG didn't have anything. It was
Stone of
everything
Agony
basically
meant
was in
nothing.
dungeons. Yeah, Stone of Agony was just a bait. I mean, it did help in regards to like where Longshot was.
I hated finding those the tree is on the way of the hero, and then finding out
my
power
God.
gloves in there because I was just like, yeah, no, I know. Why couldn't you tell me pixie dust was in there? I would have
Yeah.
turned around and went right back in there if it said pixie.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't got pixie dust.
Yeah, I mean, just something simple like that could have turned that seed right around. All hindsight, though.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it was still a funny race.
Oh, Barrel,
Any
did
other-
you? I assume that you knew how to do the bomb chew strat to open up the
Nope.
Dodongo's
Oh,
mouth
wait.
from below. Or did
Dodongo's-
you learn that?
yes. I knew how to do that start going in.
Okay,
Like,
because you,
that was
yeah,
all
because
part
you
of my plan was to go in,
started.
check everything, and then if nothing, save scum, and then open it up and go even further and hope that the last chest was like a strength upgrade or a bomb bag.
Okay, because we saw you get that last checkup there and fail the eye opening, I guess, being just like standing in the eye with the last few bomb chews, and then you
I had-
reset back to the
I had
beginning, went
half a
back in
heart.
and did.
I had half a heart, so I would have died and
Yeah.
I would have lost the choose. That's why I did that as well.
It was actually a really like smart play when you went back in. We were like, "What's he doing?" And then you did that strat, and we were like, "Oh, that makes sense." So it was interesting that you were able to like plan that out.
We got any more questions from chat, or is that about it?
Let's see. Preferred opponent next round for Mike Katz. So it's complicated because we've got to have the winners match between Glitchy or Juke, and then the loser of that plays Marco, and then the winner of that plays.
Yeah, you gotta talk them into skipping Mido's house, Mike.
Like, I mean, even looking at the bracket, right? No matter. So sorry, I should let Mike answer this.
Yeah, so I guess, do you have a prefer? Is there anyone that worries you the most out of them, or anyone you'd actually like prefer to play? I guess out of Marco, Glitchy, or Juke.
Well, I don't know. It's hard to say. I know Juke the most because we would basically do. There was a time where we would basically play every day. We would play vanilla bingo. Juke is a really good player, and then Marco. I have. Well, what can I say about Marco? Marco is like one of the best players to ever touch Ocarina of Time. So
And then
I
Glitchy
think-
took out ATC. So
yeah, Glitchy can win any race. So I don't know. I think it's pointless to actually ask for a certain opponent, and it's rando too. So whatever. I really don't have any preference there.
Yeah, and we've seen it with a lot of like the top 4 seeds all down to the losers bracket by round 2. Everyone is so close together in skill that the seeds don't really seem to have that big of an impact.
Yeah.
It all just comes down to execution sometimes, or not skipping a chest.
I'll tell you, like, if you skip that chest, you're never gonna forget it. You go for that chest first from now on.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's what I usually do. It's just for some reason my brain was like, oh, hey, Skulltula this way. Let's go here.
I know the feeling.
And then I just completely forgot about that other chest. I was like, oh, yeah, I already did that. I got this second.
Lost
But,
with
yeah.
a command there. Shout outs to our trackers, Bladefang and Infinitum. Both thank you for joining us and helping with
Yes.
that.
Big thanks to everyone who watched too. It was a good race. I mean, Magic for Barrel being skipped wound up to be a bit of a unfortunate
I'm
move.
so
that
glad that's what
cost
cost me.
things. But it was
Also,
still a
if it
good
had-
race.
If it had been a 50 skull or a bottlenecking seed, I would have been upset with that. But it's the fact that it's because I skipped something because I'm dumb. That's great. That's stream value right there.
Yeah, and like all those forced hints, they were all dead. No Ocarina, no Pose, Bigodon, all 3 skull hints. You didn't need them. All nothing.
Yep.
And a thanks
Like-
to Lost Pirate for doing the restream for us, and as a get
Thank
well
you.
better to Trezco, who's having a bit of food poisoning. So hopefully he gets over that soon.
If folks have not had enough rando today, we got a rather short seed. If you are wanting more rando, we have another matchup here on ZSR tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern. We've got ATZ versus Sonic. If you have not had enough Barrel today from the interview, well, you can tune in tomorrow to hear Barrel and Raikaru performing the commentary.
Or
That'll be
potentially
fun.
later on today, Multiworld with Raikaru.
Yep.
Plug
I need
away.
to join the multi-world with you guys sometime. That sounds fun. That sounds a lot of fun.
Oh, they are so much fun. Especially when you
into
drop
a couple voids.
Yeah, I was about to say, especially when they're hovering over a void and you send them a bloopy and they fall. Oh, it's hysterical. 3-2 on Raikaru. Suck it, Raikaru.
Well, congratulations, MikeKatz.
Thank you.
I guess I'll hand it over to Lost so she can send this out.
Thank you very much to 10th Doctor, to Grim Fairy for performing some awesome commentary today. Thank you very much to Bladefang FT and Infinitum for your tracking today. You had a nice shift today. It's a short one. Everybody, hope to see you back again tomorrow. This will be lots of fun. We're looking forward to that ATZ versus Sonic match in the losers bracket.
That'll be fun.
That'd be a good one.
And again, that'll be right here on the Zelda Restream at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard.
That's correct. We hope to see you all here tomorrow. Have a good night.